bag.
Tasty and yummy.
Mrs. Khalees was too dead to teleport.
Ballerina cappuccino.
Any second now. Any second now. I'll get my screen back.
This is what's drawn into my brain. I'm going to say it either way.
Right. So, welcome back, folks. Sorry for that brief intermission.
I killed Stream. I started talking about my brain rot memes, and Stream promptly crashed and died instantaneously.
100% true. That's
I started playing the audio, and Stream crashed.
Yeah, the copyright god saved us because someone's going to copyright the AI sound of words.
Oh my!
So we come back to Barry having run up only a little this time and being like, "Yeah, it doesn't get better. I can tell."
And his sister to take
copyrighted AI
totally
prompts.
fine. Looking at him, kind of weird, of like,
Ugh.
"Did you eat something?"
But sometimes it gives you motion sick, or is it motion sickness because you stand still?
I think
Like
it is kind of motion sicknessy, right? Like your body moves, but your brain doesn't move, but then you're in a different spot. You know when you're in like a massive
I should think about this more.
And like your bed is set so that it doesn't sway with the ocean.
I guess
but the outside kind of moves, and so when you look outside it can kind of mess with your brain.
This is true.
I feel like I got turned inside out and put right side out again.
Hey, at this time you only.
I've never had that experience without knowing exactly where it was coming from. Anyway,
you guys are here. You guys can try to talk to your grandpa.
Yeah. Let's. What do we say?
Barry, I've tried to talk to him already. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen because of you kids.
He's not going to listen to three strangers.
I can tell you, he gives about 0 fucks what we think.
He looks over at Khalees, and you see his eyes go big. Will you help talk to him? No, I'm not going to talk to him.
I can come help you if you want.
Barry looks at you with the big eyes, and you can see them watering. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, what is our story? Why do you want to
nothing?
Shut up. It's a cute little bird.
Sophie, you're not helping him.
I don't want him to die here, and he's old.
All right, let's go.
You have
We
to
got
say
it.
that with your words.
I hook him.
You look at him.
I hook his arm and I take him to the grandpa.
Say those exact things to him.
Okay.
That you don't want him to die here alone, and that you love him. That's probably the most important thing you could say.
Oh,
you ready?
Maybe we should.
No, we're going. I can take him by the arm.
It's not. Maybe after dinner.
No, you're gonna pussy out.
Hey,
he's in a better mood when
Barry,
he eats something.
Barry, we're leaving. You have time to talk to him now.
Can we just stay like a day or two?
No, you were here for a week and you never talked to him. I'm sorry to do this, but as your friend, you just gotta do it. Or you're not going to, and that's fine.
It's okay
but
to
you
pussy out, but not
have
on our
to
time.
own what you're going to do.
There is a vengeful angel coming for Sophie's life, so...
Yeah.
Adalia hits him with inspiration.
Okay.
I have him by the arm. I'm gonna lead him.
Adalia's like, you've got 10 minutes. Good luck.
He's gonna say some fucking words to his grandpa.
This has a 10-minute
just in case Adalia also hit the sister. Like, hit the sister as well, just in case she decides to.
Ooh, Grandpa Sita.
She will inspire the sister as well. As you take Barry to go find his grandfather. His grandfather is currently in the shop working on one of the pieces that Daniel helped him get put into position. So you can see him kind of slowly cutting away. He's got an axe on it, and he's hammering the axe down through something.
I know, it's been so long since we last seen him.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, even.
He's working with the Cinder Hulk. They figured things out.
Yeah.
Barry has something he wants to ask you.
Barry?
I'm gonna hit him
in his head. I'm gonna go. Tell him what you want first.
You should come. You should come live with us.
Tell him why.
Because I don't want you to die here alone.
Tell him how much it means to you.
I do want to die here. Alone is fine.
This is Isaac's PC.
So, let's try to pull Isaac out of Slave Lake. He's doing the Iron Man with like the helicopter.
Chat doesn't even know. Chat
Oh
doesn't even know.
Chat doesn't even know the fight we've had.
Oh man. But I love you. Well, that's good. I love you as well.
He's stone cold. I don't like to get that.
Tells him why it means stuff to you. Ace is in his head.
Yeah, you can see with his grandfather's reaction, he is like paralyzed. You're like, and you hear him back, but I did tell him why.
Okay, but how much does it mean? How much do you need him to not die alone? Because it's clearly not for him. You have to make it for you.
But it is for him.
No, it's not. It's for you. He wants to die here.
Never mind. I get back to work when you stare at each other.
I'm talking.
This is the grandfather not able to hear you, like watching
I
you guys
know, but
communicate.
sorry.
He's gonna turn back to his woodwork. It is for him.
No. He wants to die here where he's happy. You want him to move somewhere so he doesn't die alone.
Yeah.
You need to get that into your head. This is for you. This is for him in the long run. This is for you. So sell it as it is for you. Do not sell it as it is for him.
It would.
Been like the same family for
I
like
just
years.
really want to have everybody I can together. Well, while we have you.
Oh, hypothetically, yeah.
Oh, his sister's alive.
Yeah, was there any reaction to that? Like she's just standing there with
She didn't come.
Oh,
Yeah.
she didn't come in?
We revived her.
I'd probably be out like hanging out with her, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah.
As soon as Barry started to like
So just
freeze
could
up,
we
I
have
was gonna...
coached that some of this was more impactful if said by Barry? Like, could we like him mentioning that his sister's alive again and like
Like,
Barry's barely holding on.
So, I like Sylvie. I like Sylvie being like a mom, being like, no, tell him this is how you do it. And it's like coaching her. Couldn't said,
I'm going to make a persuasion check for Barry.
can I help?
I'll give him a straight roll instead of disadvantage because of your assistance. What is the inspiration die?
D10.
Is it a D10?
Yes. Okay.
he has the
That is a 29.
Nice.
Yeah, Grandpa's gonna roll against it.
Jesus, Barry.
Got a 9 on the inspiration
I'm
and an
helping.
18 on the die, and he's got a +2.
I'm helping.
It's the
So
most
Grandpa's gonna roll.
magically cognizant he's ever been.
G-Pap's gonna roll.
You can see the I just want us all together while we have you kind of hits his grandfather, and there's a bit of like already breaking there, but confusion until you add in the Khalees has been brought back and understanding kind of sink.
We have somewhere you could stay very comfortably. We could find you farmland or like something if you want to live on your own. We got a lot you can do. We got a lot we can offer.
I could put all of you up in the hub.
Put me back here when I pass.
Yeah, we could do that.
You want to be put on your slab?
No.
We can do that. I'm excited.
Date put down.
Can do that.
And the house burned down.
Do you want to burn down before you go?
No.
Okay.
Okay, we can do that.
Barry, keep this in mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
This is your victory.
I'll talk to the grandpa. I'm gonna talk to the grandpa. I'm like, I know you don't want a free ride. What do you like to do? You like carpentry, tending to animals? What do you like? What would you want to do?
Most of my time is taken up looking after the house.
Okay. If you didn't have a house to worry about, what would you like to do as a trade? Or what would you want to do to contribute?
I wouldn't mind some gardening.
Okay.
Get the card.
We do have guarding and stuff that you could do around.
We also made chariots when I was younger.
I nudge Lance.
You see Lance's eyes like brighten up. I'm like, we could make that happen.
I'll turn to him. I'll be like, I have two options for you. You could work as one of the garden tenders around the hub.
Okay.
You'd have salary, and your room and board would be paid for as long as you want to stick around.
Oh, I have money. You're fine.
Okay, sure. However you want to do it, you'll have a salary. And then the second thing you could do is, if you wanted to, I have a market. You could have a workshop where you could build and sell chariots if you wanted.
Enough room for racing. Enough room for racing.
There is room for racing. There is probably is there a racetrack anywhere around Clouds?
None that you know of.
So guess what we're adding around the outside of the hub.
I could, you know what? There could be room made for racing.
Well, I suppose I should talk to my granddaughter.
Okay, I'll leave them to that.
He buried his face like in the white he would.
I'm chatting to her outside.
I'm gonna turn to the old man. I'm like, what's the standard size of a chariot racing track?
Depends what sort of event you do.
I don't know. Standard events.
For crashing into each other, it needs to be a bit wider, but just a race.
If you could have one that could do all the stuff you wanted to do with it, how big would it be?
Well, have a field in the middle and track that goes around it about 10 chariots wide at least.
Okay, I'm going to turn to a notepad. Look for an area close to the hub where we could have a chariot track put in place with rooms for stands and an inner field, at least 10 chariots wide for like crashing derbies as well as racing. Just give me like a draft and an idea of what it could look like. Pop the 10 gold, drop it into the chest, send it off to my assistant.
So you see, you would get a note back essentially being like, oh, sir, and then somewhere in the world, oh, yes, of course, more random shit out of nowhere. Just what I needed. Hold it up, add it to a stack. Just like query is a.
He would, when he's reading it, he's like, don't just put this on the stack and ignore it.
Second letter. Opening to new stuff. Getting wives. Says here, oh, you so welcome.
See, I know this guy's in our Discord. He listens.
Also, Ram says, I'm absolutely here. However, the Marvel Rivals grind never ends if I do not make any amazing, witty, and hilarious commentary. And then Alex says, it will end when you die. The impact of your witty commentary will live on.
Ram?
It'll end when we play grounded and have a better time.
Ram, I don't know if you're in the Discord, but I will let. He is in the Discord. Okay.
We had this conversation.
Oh no,
I
that
didn't
was
say
no,
bad.
that was
You didn't check. Oh, you said subscribe. Subscribe.
No, it was who was the first one that came in? No, it was a different.
Oh yeah, OG.
Yeah, so it was OG. We didn't check Ram. Ram, are you in the Discord or not?
If you aren't,
We didn't check OG either. It was when Ram came in.
Well, yeah, Ram's absolutely in the Discord.
Okay, is OG in? I think OG might be.
Well, we wouldn't know. He might have a different Discord name.
All of you, start coordinating your fucking names on Twitch and Discord.
How about we don't leave Dan in the fucking dark?
I'm not seeing.
Who?
quiet. You on the server?
Man, you might be in trouble.
Listen, there's a reckoning coming.
You might be in trouble. So it is 6:59.
Right.
We're going to take a 3-minute break to run some ads to keep the pre-rolls at bay. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. We're going to take a break as well.
We'll see ya.
We will see y'all back in 3 minutes. Bye for now. Hello and welcome back, folks. We return from a short break.
So I guess like once we're getting ready and they've talked, maybe just I'm just waiting for the grandfather and them to come up
Well,
and ask about what they wanted.
That you're outside with Khalees and you wanted to have a conversation while they were inside talking to the grandfather. She's just sitting kind of sullenly, kind of quietly staring at the ground.
I was leaning against a wall. Very cool, very suave. Are you sure this is your best play?
Mine's best
Sorry,
play?
I have to make a phone call.
Like, I know that you hate him, right?
Oh,
It's here, bro. Yeah. Wow.
fuck. Daniel found a hanging
I have
speaker,
to make a phone.
turning to talk to Brody, and it got right in the forehead.
no.
You know it's there, Dan. That's the problem.
So why would he remember it though? Like his head never needs to go there. It's not in the walking space. So my best play?
Yeah, I think he definitely deserves, attitude. Right? Like, he did you wrong.
Who are we talking?
Your grandpa. Right? If he ends up coming with us, it's a really long time to have to ignore him for.
Are we walking back? Thought you guys could teleport.
Well, yeah, but he's gonna be around.
Barry can go see him whenever he wants.
Us finding to move into the house.
I just feel like you might be better served giving him a piece of your mind. You might be more, like, satisfied with it.
Will you talk to my grandpa at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't really get it. So,
But also, like, do you think it's gonna bug him if you don't ever talk to him? Like, is that gonna get the message across?
I gave him a piece of my mind, and I said if he wasn't willing to talk to me about it, I was leaving, and he didn't even come to say goodbye. So,
Well,
Gotcha.
kind of a fair
That's
play.
how.
I think I support you.
thanks.
I support myself too. My own money.
Do anything fun around here ever? And I'll just like talk about less confronting stuff.
She'll tell you a bit, but she will eventually just
Yeah.
mostly bad memories at this point, and just kind of taper off into silence until they start making their way back out, and you would see grandfather stepping
I
out.
swear to God, if Jasmine comes to me later, is like, she's so boring.
She won't even like.
She won't even tell me her deepest, darkest secrets.
So grandfather comes stepping out with Barry and the rest of them in tow. Looks over at them. Police, good to see you back to land of the living.
I also ignore him.
Oh, right. When do we head out?
Now, I'm gonna teleport us. Both hands.
As he
Is it okay to teleport with old people?
oh fuck! Oh no! You were flat sandwiches, right? When you do the burgers, what are they called? Smash burgers?
Sorry, Dad, I didn't even see him get put down.
All right. You haven't heard anything about it being dangerous to teleport with the elderly. As far as you are aware, unless the only danger is if you have a mishap in teleporting, it's real damage. It can kill somebody. So if you're doing non-certain teleports and you're taking somebody with not enough hit points to absorb whatever the damage ends up being, they might die.
Don't mess up.
Act me like I'm stupid.
Don't fail.
I just asked if old people could teleport.
Yeah, no, it's other than the mishaps, you're good. The grandfather will ask for a few minutes to get a few things together, though.
Lance will help him.
Okay, yeah, Lance goes off with him. He basically puts together a backpack and a bag, and Lance comes out carrying both. Tyler gives nod. Ready then? I'm ready then.
Alright, everyone who plans. Or dinner, I guess.
As everybody gets in around you, and where are you taking us to?
Home.
Okay. As you guys find yourself back in LLF1, you would see Minnow.
Law is rolling in his grave.
That's not my character's name.
Drink. Drink, guys.
Their favorite character's name. Yeah, you see Minnow is like sitting, reading at the moment, and looks up when you come in. Oh, hello. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Hey.
These are our new friends that live here.
Hello, I'm Minnow.
Can you
Nice to meet you.
Sorry,
I-
they're at the hub, Isaac. Like, we're setting them up at the hub.
Well, we're at the manor currently.
Okay, I'm just.
I thought you were setting them up in the manor.
We
I'm
literally.
at home, so I went back to the manor.
It's kind of
Where are we going?
Because I planned on putting them in our house, but we have a million rooms.
it's sort of up to them.
You-
I have offered Khalees to come live in Lost the Wear if she wants, if she doesn't want to be around Grandpa. So
Okay.
So we need to have like
It's sort of- it's-
before
yeah,
we
what-
bring them to the
what they're
house. Let's
gonna-
have a conversation about what's going on here because I've offered them jobs and stuff.
yeah,
like,
I think they we're bringing them to the house right now for sure.
yeah,
you-
but let's
you
have a
guys have-
conversation as a party and see what's going on so we don't have FOMO and feel bad.
Right, so sure, yeah. Is anybody attached to where they end up?
I don't think it makes sense to have them at our house.
I want them to live with us. We have
Okay.
so much room. We have a million people here, anyways.
I don't know if Grandpa wants to live with us. Like I think it's more just going to be
You
up
have,
to
you have
what
his
they
own
want.
space.
I'm happy with
I don't really want them living
yeah,
with
as a
us.
player, I'm happy with them ending up anywhere. But I think it makes more sense to let them, as their like those characters, decide.
It's not the only one who would be interested in living with you guys when he's around is Barry. Grandfather, if you guys talk to them, is definitely getting his own place.
Yeah, we want to get on
Um,
farmland, right?
Well, sounds like he wants chariots and a workshop and stuff.
Yeah, he's
He also said he wanted to tend to horses
He can
or
do
like
that.
animals.
Yeah, we have the stables as well.
yeah, he wanted to do some gardening. So he's probably gonna get himself a place and a workshop. You guys have talked to him a little bit, but yeah, he does
So if-
have savings. Like he has enough money to set himself
Yeah.
up.
I'm just saying he could
Um,
have a place at the hub
Mhm.
and work at the stables and have a workshop and everything.
Yeah.
If he wanted to.
Khalees, if is like still figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
She would probably be a no to living with you guys, but is like still figuring out what she wants to do. So she's probably going to stay with you guys for a little while until she
Yep.
decides where she wants to end up.
Yeah.
Does that work for everybody?
I don't
Got
care.
nothing I wanted. So
Well, Barry wants to live with you.
no, you said he wanted to go too. Why would he not go live with his sister? Why would he live
No, I
with
said
us?
Barry is the one who's going to want to live with you guys
Yeah,
when he's
but he's
around.
gonna want to live with his sister. Why is he gonna live with us when he could live with his sister? He's always lived with his sister when she's alive.
Yeah,
She just got resurrected.
Khalees doesn't really want to live with him.
I want to hear this conversation. I don't think you can get away without a conversation because I think Barry's gonna want to live with his sister.
Well, Barry already talked about living with you guys.
He
so
also isn't going to be in town very much because he's like stuck following Mantis around.
He's training with the Mantis, so he'll be staying at our place like a hotel.
he'll be in and out. Yeah.
But
But
isn't like the thing happening this month, so he wouldn't be going anywhere.
no, not right away. Yeah, yeah. Just in like long term, he will be in and out. Would probably want to room with you guys because he already said he wanted to live with you guys. He likes you guys. And Khalees probably would have said that she's going to find something for herself. And
Mhm.
Barry was like, "Oh, do you want me to come stay with you?" And she was just like, "No, it's fine. Stay with your friends. We can visit. We've got lots of space."
The reason I offered her the thing at the hub was so that she could have a job in her own space
Mhm.
and not be reliant on anybody
Mm-hmm.
and have independence.
Yeah, she's still figuring it out at the moment. So she will now that you guys are back, likely try out a few shifts working with the guard when she gets a chance and see what it's like. Just pull around town a little bit and see if she finds anything that calls to her or interests her. But she is like very much the last time she made plans for the future, it was where to get buried. So she's very much figuring out like, oh, I suddenly have a lot of years ahead of me and I'm not really certain what I want to do with those. So she's on the fence at the moment.
No.
So at the moment, outside of the regular people, you guys would have Barry and the Mantis staying with you, as she will take up a room instead of trying to find a hotel or a cave somewhere, as usually more her style.
Okay.
As Minnow does the introductions and will show anybody to any rooms if needed. Sorry, yeah, I have
Bruna,
something.
you're good. Like
Yes, whatever. Move on.
As you guys are back home, your guests are as taken care of as they can be for the moment. You guys also have Garm with you until he finds a place, but he would be going out in the afternoons looking for a place of his own. He would be considering living at the hub as well. So what's next for the party?
Waiting for Wilgross.
You go find it?
letting me know how much it's going to cost to build a rack.
Do that later. Right. So you guys can either wait until the next big storm. Do you guys have time on your hands? If you want to wait until the storms get large enough that with Sylphie able to feel it out with her magic, that you're like, we probably can't afford to let another one of these go by. You guys can take some time to do other things and deal with Logros then, or you guys have essentially what you wanted to have prepared to deal with him, so you guys could also take the fight to Logros at any time.
I think we should take the fight to him. We have the sword and we're on the God Claw, so.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're.
How long would it take for me to try and get better martial arts stuff? Like, how much training would that take? How much sort of time of waiting for new things to come by to try and buy, or
So you can probably look at the auction every 2 or 3 months.
yeah.
Actually training your stuff takes some actual using of it, and then there's closed door training you can do with it as well. If you wanted to try to level up one of them, you could probably spend 1 to 3 months, depending on how you roll, working on it to increase its capabilities.
Okay. And then what is the clock on the angry god?
We have no idea.
Above table, I told Runa minimum 2 months, which it has been a week-ish since she grabbed it. So that is at the very shortest amount of time, 2 months. But Sirith is a busy goddess.
Lots of people to fight.
Lots of wars to interfere on.
Yeah.
But probably good for us to just think of we have 2 months. That's 2 months to have our prep and we started the fight. Because wouldn't it be awful if Sirith showed up in the middle of the whole girls fight?
We could team up together.
Yeah.
I will fight you. If you want to make it quicker, if you just want to help me deal with this whole problem, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind waiting if it gives me time to try and get a little bit stronger and maybe look at another option to see if there's any different parts that I can
What
find.
were your merchant connections in Yang at?
They were medium, both of them.
Okay.
Global and the store merchants.
Okay.
Does my thing affect her?
Does that give me any extra having a buddy who
Just
got a place?
So the problem is most of the arts come from Yang, which means they're mostly not coming through the portal. There's not a lot of outside arts from other dimensions that's pouring in. So the hub is not super helpful here. What I will say is for your medium connections, I'm going to give you 2 rolls. And then for your world connections and having the hub, I'll give you a third. So roll me 3 d20s. And just let me know what the highest is.
All right.
Because the hub's like a merchant now.
Highest is a 16.
A 16. Okay. A 16. So we'll say you get pretty lucky in that there is a decent. Okay, I guess I should ask, are you trying to train up an art or buy a new one? Because I guess this only matters if you're trying to buy a new one.
I'd buy a new one.
Okay.
I have an extra slot from leveling up. Kazian's most likely to Yeah.
Level up.
the most bang.
We're level 16, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just has an open slot. He doesn't get to
So
fill
he could get an art to his
get
level.
a new art.
I see,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So
Find them.
let
Yeah.
me look here. Oh, where? I know I have that document. Wow, this is being super annoying. Could you fuck off permanently? Thank you. I have a thing why does it keep popping up? Oh, I hate Microsoft with a burning passion.
You know, there's
Don't worry,
other
they only
computer
own
brands.
everything.
I would say that the alternatives are. You ever use a Linux?
Yeah, I want to set up Linux, but you just can't play a lot of the video games. that I
You
like.
can't do a lot of the stuff that you want to do on them.
Yeah. No, I am. Until more becomes available, I am a little locked in at the moment.
That's the way capitalism's supposed to be, though, right? You can only have one
Okay.
piece for the thing that you like.
Blame capitalism. If some indie company wanted to build an awesome
Apple. Linux is doing it and has barely anything set up because of monopolies. It's essentially capitalism's fault.
Yeah.
Prime example.
The-
of Apple and
Yeah.
itself.
The inability of
Yeah.
young competition to compete is
Apple makes everything so only Apple can fix it,
Yeah.
and only Apple can interfere with it, and only Apple, and only Apple, and only Apple.
So the fact that we can even play stuff on Linux is just because Steam is playing nice.
we
with
need
it
a
now.
stronger FTC.
Alex, given you roll a 16 and the connections you have, what sort of art would you be looking for? What area are you looking to fill in on your character? Because there's going to be a fair few that come to the auction,
I'm
and also that
thinking-
you could get outside of auctions, like working through.
I am looking for defensive stuff, right? If my role in this upcoming fight is to sort of protect Barry and sort of survive the sword for long enough for Barry to do his thing, then I want stuff that sounds like it will be helpful at that. Like,
So helpful at defending Barry or defending yourself?
We're not talking about Barry. Barry's a short-term, small part of our thing.
yes, but he's a living person.
No. So
No, I just
It does all fall apart if Barry's like, "Oh, well."
But I'm
Yeah.
saying, what is your build trying to do? Are you trying to defend someone, defend yourself, defend a group of people? Like, what do you? What that? I guess that should be more of the question.
That's the question.
I like defending someone. I feel like
Okay.
that sounds cool.
Okay, and you use chain swords.
I have chain
and
swords. I have
your
my
stuff,
silk bolts.
and your bow on occasion.
Yeah, my bow exists, but I don't really use it at all with my silk stuff
Okay.
anymore.
Okay.
Enchanted butt plug.
Chanted butt plug.
So
Butt plug of bludgeoning.
the main
Butt plug, bulwark butt plug.
Yeah.
the main one you would see from sword users for something like that is something to like disrupt the space around somebody, which can also be used a little bit offensively to stop teleportation and stuff from working.
Yeah.
And make things kind of move unpredictably and make them harder to hit. You could probably, if you're lucky, and you roll a 16, so maybe you could find some lower level arts that take in, like your silk bending is a little bit unique, a little bit rare, so you might find some lower level arts that also let you put them on someone to defend them.
Which I think I have already. Like last time I upgraded my cloth bolts, I have something like that where I can use them to. But I think only on me. Let me see reactions.
It's been a bit since we talked about that, so I wouldn't be certain.
Yeah, just reduce incoming damage. I think just on me.
Okay, so what you would be able to find is probably about the only art for the stuff you use that would fit that category is like the space disruption. So essentially, it would let you slash in an area and make it so that any attacks targeting into the area have disadvantage, but it's both ways, so it's in or out.
Yeah.
Have disadvantage, and that anybody, given the level you could find of that, probably the best one you could find would be that anybody trying to teleport out of that would have to make a saving throw against your DC.
Okay. Sure. How much does that cost?
You got a 16, so you could probably find a sky art of it. So it'll probably be about 10,000 gold.
Done.
Okay. So this is the sky level. So yeah, you would be able to slash. It would cost one of your martial points, and you would be able to make a 10 by 10 area that is this like disturbed space area, and it would last. So it would last 1d6 rounds.
Okay. Does it do anything if you walk in or out of it?
No effect on you. Like it's uncomfortable to be in,
Yeah.
but no like direct damage or anything like that.
Okay.
Does
Does it have to be like from my sword itself, or
it has to be within your melee attack range?
Okay.
And if someone's teleporting, you would be able to use it as a reaction on them.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that for Sky Art, that about fits the bill. Yes,
I like
David.
that.
I have something I would like to do as well.
What is that?
I want to try to work with the spell. I call it explosive step, but it's thunder step.
Uh-huh.
And I want to try to learn to do it reverse. So I could do it both ways, where I could appear and have the explosion happen with me, or disappear and have the explosion happen like it normally does.
Yeah.
So I could still take someone with me, either one.
Mhm.
But it's normally you grab them, you disappear, explosion.
Right.
I want to be able to grab someone, appear, explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not good for the person that came with me.
Not fantastic. I tend to agree.
Yeah. An option.
What level spell is
3.
this again? This is a 3rd level spell. I'm in adventures, so I'm not going to find.
So I wouldn't be keeping. I would just be doing it interchangeably.
A 3rd level spell.
So just to rehash: 10-foot radius, 1d6 rounds, or 10-foot diameter.
10-foot cube.
10-foot cube.
So you could pick a person.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, so Daniel, if you wanted to spend some time in gold on that, you have more than enough time to do that. I would just need you to make me a research throw, and I'll tell you how much it would cost you.
Sure.
Actually, I know how much it'll cost you. It'll be... Yeah, it'll be 3,000 gold.
Okay. I rolled a 16 natural.
16? Okay. You would succeed. It'll take you about 4 days of experimenting and whatnot to develop this spell. So you've essentially created the Thunder Step spell again from the beginning, but with the reverse effect. If it's easier for you to just remember it as one spell, that's fine.
That works, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think Thunder Spell is an instant effect, right? It's not a continuous.
Yeah, it's an instantaneous.
Yeah. So yeah, that is easily handled. Is anybody doing anything else during what is going to be, when you roll a 16, is going to be about a month and a half period?
I guess if we have time, I would just keep working with my mirror image.
Okay. You can keep practicing with that.
Is the reaction part of it when just I am attacked, or when someone within that range is attacked?
When somebody within your range is attempting to teleport.
Teleport, I can put it on them, and they have to not.
Runa, did you have anything you wanted to do?
No.
No burning, no nothing?
No.
Okay.
Like she's put herself out of the situation right now.
Few things are going to happen. One, Garm is going to end up getting a place. He opts for one that is down the road from your guys' map. So he's not in like the like area with all of the big manors, but he's like neighbors with you guys almost.
Okay.
So he would be a street or two.
He did have a mansion.
He did, yeah. And he has all of the family's wealth at this point, because the family is now 3 people. So yeah, he gets a nice home in the city.
Oh my god, these 2 birds are gonna be so rich when he dies.
Did he take the offer for the other stuff?
He is at this point just getting himself set up and figuring out the like supplier on this. He is, however, like he has been coming to bother you occasionally to ask stuff about the hub and whatnot.
So I would take him on a tour. of the hub.
Okay,
I
yeah,
show them like, here's where we come in, here's where we going on. I show them the stables.
yeah.
I show them the market. I show them like what one of the workshops would look like. Like here, you could have this. You could have all your stuff to make your own thing. Blah
Mhm.
blah blah. I'm like, we have access to the fire, but the plane of fire. We have access to the. Forgot what else we have access to.
You have a teleportation
And
circle.
a teleportation circle. And then I pointed over to like the area where I'm looking at building
The next portal.
the racetrack.
Oh, the racetrack. Yeah, he's looking around. I'll have to be leveled a bit, but seems fine.
They're getting me a cost on the crew and all the shit.
Mm.
How about this? They're going to get me the plan. I'll give you the plans. You can take a look and tell me if there's anything that you think. You can give me some recommendations. How about that?
Sure.
And, if you want to be a part of it, feel free. You can always bug. I'm going to say Albus. That's my...
How much did you say the building's costing?
The buildings...
As you've been around Garm for a bit, and he hasn't committed anything yet, but with the amount of times he's re-asked you questions or bothered you about stuff, you have a sense that it's pretty likely he's going to set up some sort of chariot shop there.
Okay.
But anytime you ask me, I'm not sure. Still thinking.
No, that's fine. The workshop, usually I ask for a commitment to, I think I said about 10,000. I said,
Sounds about right to me.
yeah. I usually ask for a commitment of about 10,000 for the workshop. But you would own it, and then you would be able to, if you wanted to leave, you could sell off your space.
Well, course, good. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Well, let me know. Keep me in touch.
Mhm.
And then, I guess, I don't know what kind of wooden stuff you need, but we do have the store merchants as well, so I'm sure it would be...
asking around a few niche and local woods and stockers.
Well, if you didn't need anything from out of the way, we do have the access to the store merchants and stuff, as well as a teleportation circle, so it'd be easy enough to get some things we don't have around here.
Beechwood's always good.
Okay. Also, I met some of the dwarves, right?
Mhm.
We do have access to some dwarven smiths and dwarven metals as well that I'm made some contacts with. So if that ever comes up too, let me know.
Sorry, cute.
Yeah.
Feel. I made a little guy. I crocheted him.
Oh, so cute.
He now has a
Yeah.
face.
Oh,
He's an otter.
He's a little dude.
I made him in one night. This was just.
Look at that little chonk tail.
Big old tail.
He's a otter that can hold himself up. So the tail had to be a little fat.
Yeah.
That's cool. You're learning.
Barry is probably going to come bother you, Sylvie,
I like him. Yeah.
at some point through this. So I talked to Grandpa, and he said that we should probably tell my sister about that I
You haven't told her about your art.
no.
You know, the art that literally made her leave the family.
I think she's going to be really mad.
I would have
Pull
told
out a piece of paper.
I would have told Sylvie that we should, under no circumstance, ever tell that. We should just keep it a secret forever, and that's a good plan.
So your grandfather wants to tell her.
He said it should probably be me. Us
Yeah.
who it should probably be us who tells her.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna take out a
Jarberry. How explosive is she when she's mad?
What's her name?
See?
Her name is Khalees.
Please.
Hey, Khaleesi, we're having dinner tonight. We'd like to invite you over.
She's not really explosive. She just kind of shuts down and walks away, or stops listening, or doesn't talk to you for years, like with Grandpa. And
Are
I
you
don't
scared
want her to
she's
stop talking to me for years.
Then start it with that. Be like, hey, I got this cool thing and I want to tell you about it, but if I tell you about it, I'm really scared you're never going to want to talk to me again. So I need you to promise me that you'll talk to me again.
Okay, that sounds really scary. Do you think she won't talk to me again?
No?
It's gonna make an insight check.
No!
I'm going to make a persuasion.
Do it, yeah.
Because I have sisters that would never leave me.
She says not at all being conflicted about her sisters right now.
Yeah, totally. Sophie knows. 25.
25.
Right.
You can see Barry having a mini panic attack.
The pat is back.
You pat Barry back. He is gonna just lean into you and just
Give her a little.
I'm really scared.
Yeah, it's very scary, but you know what? If
Can you tell her?
you want me to tell her?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm-
but
I'm looking at
I'm not going to
Remind
be.
her.
Hey, I'm not going to be very nice about it.
Why not?
I'm
You're
just
very
going to
nice.
tell her you have it if you're going to get me to tell her.
Okay.
So either you tell her and tell her in a way where she doesn't feel hurt and like nice family, or I tell her and I go, your brother has the gift you wanted.
I just really worried she's feeling mad because she was
She's.
more talented than me, and
I
really
think
wanted-
she's mad because she wanted to like avenge or like be like your mother and didn't get the chance.
I'm not like mom at all. Mom's way more talented than me. I'm really bad at all
She's
the things.
upset because she didn't get to avenge her mother or be like her mother. She's not upset.
What you know?
Shut up. Voices in my head. If she gets mad, she's just going to be mad. She's allowed to be mad.
I don't want her to be mad.
Well, she's allowed to be. It's something that she's allowed to be mad about. But that doesn't mean she's going to hate you forever. Being mad doesn't mean the end of a relationship.
You're sure?
Yeah. She's going to be a little mad. She's going to be a little pissed. But I know she loves you and I know you love her. So if you tell her in a way where you're like, I didn't mean to, like, this wasn't, like, it literally just happened to me and I was swept up by fate because you were. You were swept up by fate, Barry. And fate sucks ass and balls and dick and tits. So you just tell him that.
Will you come with me?
Yeah.
Well,
It'll be at dinner.
This week.
is she staying at her place or is she in a different place? I can't remember what you said.
She is at your place for the moment.
Okay, so literally, I don't have to say anything. She's here.
Yeah, so we could do it
Hey,
now.
I'll just walking by. I'm like, hey, dinner's at 6. Minnow, dinner's at 6.
Okay, I will have dinner ready for 6.
Since when do we have dinner at a
What's your
like,
sister's favorite
specified
food?
time?
When
Um,
Minnow cooks it,
I
and she
don't know.
tells us when dinner is.
Wait,
I just
I'm
wanna
gonna
get it
ask
whenever.
her what her
Minnow,
No,
when do we usually have dinner?
Oh, if you are eating together, then whenever everyone is ready, I kind of try to guess sometime between 7 to 9, but often you guys just eat in your rooms. So I just always try to have a meal ready and then split it up among you. Although often you then request specific things and I just throw part of it away. It
How?
is a little bit of a guessing game.
We're assholes.
I'm used
Minnow,
to
from
this.
now on,
This
you
is a
make a
help.
menu and you can. Yeah, but like. Did you listen to what she said and how pretentious that sounded? And sometimes she makes the food and we want individual things and she throws it away and recooks it for us.
I did not ask her to make food before
But we
asking
all have
what I
different
want.
tastes.
No, you just assume her that she would know what you want. And when she doesn't have it, you
We've
go,
known her for a long time,
I don't mind.
and I've only gone once to her face.
meantime, we go back to, okay, to her face. We go to a montage of Jasmine doing.
Jasmine is leaving the room. I don't mind.
It's like
like a
auto-tuned to be like the Super Mario theme.
Okay, but
Also, you reliably want sausage, so that one's easy.
sausage rolls, they're more of like a pantry item, not so much a dinner item.
I keep some hot most hours of the day.
That's true. But have I ever been like, hey, I don't want sausage rolls?
Oh, I don't tell you that I've prepared stuff. Just when you ask for stuff, I have it ready.
No, good point.
So you have not had the opportunity.
Okay, well, dinner at what time do you want?
But I doubt that you would say that.
No.
I don't care. 6 is fine if everyone is all right with 6.
Dinner at 6, anybody?
I'll try him.
Okay,
Mhm.
Sophie?
Yeah, I'm always at the dinner table. You guys don't eat at the dinner table. And I've never been allowed to not eat at the dinner table. Unless it's like
I would say,
snacks.
I would eat it. I do eat it at the dinner table. I don't just eat in my room.
I have stuff to do.
My family always made it the thing where you have to eat at the dinner table for dinner, or else you didn't love each other.
Salaf complained a lot.
She hated it. So did Socratia.
But she complained much less.
Because she's quiet.
Yes.
She complains more than Slap.
Does she really?
Yeah.
I have not been there for that.
She
I would have no way of knowing.
she always complains because she's like, Mom wants me to be social and I don't want to be social. And I'm like, then don't be social. And she's like, okay, but that is against everything I've ever been taught. And I'm like, okay.
It is ironic because she is being social with you while complaining about being social.
Yeah, but I'm her sister.
That makes sense.
Ugh.
She'd never have this talk with any of you.
Should we probably not invite your grandpa? Hey, probably just
I don't know. Should we?
No.
No, probably not.
Okay.
Your sister Arati is going to be mad. We don't need to make the person that made her the most mad.
If the grandpa's around, she's just not gonna talk.
That's true. She doesn't talk to him.
It's pretty cool.
Okay. Dinner at 6.
Is that your fucking role model? Your new role model is the bird that doesn't talk to her grandpa because he didn't want her to learn the death of fucking taking over.
So I am prepping Barry.
Okay.
So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's just funny.
I am prepping Barry to get more used to things. So every once in a while, as I walk back, I will just engulf him in flame that doesn't burn him.
Why?
So you can get used to Flash
But why here? It's you.
all the time when you don't expect
It's
it.
the dead corner. I expect it now because you always do it on the dead corner.
On the oh,
So
do I? And then I think back, I'm like, I do it on the dead corner.
What dead corn?
Thanks. I'm gonna have to switch it up.
When you come around this corner, you can't see anything because there's 2 hallways, and so you
Okay.
can choose one to hide in. And I don't know which one he's going to be in, but he's always in one of them.
Okay, good point. Later that evening, just so you know, we can lose pop this because it doesn't make sense. I do look in through his bedroom window at night when he's just about to go to bed and light him up when he's in bed like that.
It's not encouragement.
Is my uncle still living with us?
Your uncle would be around, yeah.
oh,
How did he respond?
To all of this,
Yeah.
he has said nothing. He has been mostly in his room. You would have informed him there's new people staying here, and we're just gonna.
Do you plan on marrying
They're-
the bear?
They're very cute. Don't eat them.
I will hold myself back.
You sure?
I don't eat fish.
One of them is literally named Barry.
I don't eat berries either. We're gonna make a pillow.
You never know. You could eat anything you wanted to eat.
I want to eat nothing. Right?
Ever?
Preferably.
Real. Me too. Bruna steps into Sylvie's body. We would be best friends.
Keep them out of my room.
They want to go in there.
Look.
Don't they keep them? And I close the door.
Yeah. We shut to a quiet montage moment of like me just like miming the sand and the dying and the things he'll do to you. I point at his door and I'm like
shaking your head now.
And I step out of the room and I'm like,
He will like come over to you and be like, so what's in there?
oh, my uncle.
Your uncle? Oh.
No, do not be excited.
Oh.
He's very mean.
Oh, why is your uncle so mean?
Because he only really likes me. And he doesn't really like me. He does, in his own weird way.
Is he like my grandpa where he is really stern all the time?
That's the word for it. Is stern so much as doesn't think highly of any being that isn't himself.
Oh.
He has a god complex.
just probably leave him be.
Okay.
he's also made of sand.
If he talks to
Is
you,
sand?
Well, technically it's adamantine
Is there
dust,
sand
but
everywhere in his room?
yeah. If you see Stan, don't step on it.
Well,
And if you see him,
Everywhere or just in the mansion?
in the mansion and around the mansion and on the street.
Like just
I'm not.
the mansion?
I'm not
follows-
confident he doesn't also feel any sand anywhere.
He follows, the sand follows him around. So if you look at our lawn, it's a little yellow and green.
the best rule of thumb is if you see the sand moving, get away.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
And if you see
what should I-
sand moving into someone's room at night, come tell me.
Does-
Specifically if it's Lance's.
Is he gonna attack me at night?
No, but he will attack your nightmares and dreams.
And we just turn around and walk away.
Really?
That's why I do walk away, yeah. No, I'm not walking away.
No, it's fine. We just leave him be. Just avoid him. It's okay.
It's scary.
Somewhere that night, there's a little tent with a fucking lantern in it. Like 2 a.m, Barry just sitting there, huddled under his blanket, like a little tent. Like, what's that?
Can I go check on him?
Yeah, I mean, why? You just see a little like lump with light coming out.
I'm gonna open it and be like, Sid, it's me.
Hi. He
You
like touches you like, are you made out of sand?
Did we really freak you out that bad?
He said that he's going to attack my nightmares. And I didn't get to ask because you walked away, but does he kill you?
No.
Sophie bursts into flame in front of him.
You don't die.
Hi, Cyrus.
Damn it, I didn't get you.
You don't die.
Oh, okay. That's good.
You just
Just what?
go back to sleep.
I like
Oh, okay.
come out into the hallway with like a sleep mask like up off my head in like a silk like sleep gown. Like, what's the screaming about?
We scared him
Oh,
about Uncle.
actually, I just got scared when Sophie came in.
He scared Uncle will eat him.
He's
He doesn't eat.
Oh,
She would just will cackle.
Okay, Barry, you're fine.
He more like disintegrates by rubbing up against it till it like atom by atom.
No, don't panic attack, please. It's just I can't send you to his sister. I'm like, can you come over really quick to Barry's room? We kind of freaked him out about something, and you know how to calm him down.
Barry.
I somehow found a glass of wine.
Sylvie?
Just have that nearby and poured in the middle of the night.
Normal people have a water bottle. I have a glass of wine on my nightstand.
It's pretty regular to have like bars and shit if you're rich.
Right, but just have an already poured glass of
Yeah.
wine when you're sleeping. It's a little telling. As his
Oh, she could have woken up and poured it.
Khalees comes over to check on Barry.
I want you to know Sophie is trying not to laugh, but it's clearly like this is really bad.
It goes from you guys being like, "Oh, he just disintegrates you," to her being like, "And how often does that happen to guests? Has it ever?"
No.
Not yet.
Never once.
Barry, I don't think you need to worry about that. I think you're going to be fine.
Just ignore the guy. Just leave him be and you'll be fine.
As long as you're very nice to Sophie.
100%. Sam is listening and waiting for you all to leave. Does he usually spy on guests?
No.
Yes.
Mostly mostly Lance.
Okay, well, I think you're going to be fine. Just go to sleep.
Like looking at both of you like, shut up.
They said it hasn't heard.
I'm pretty sure he's a
and
perv.
You're a guest. So
Do you want to stay in any of our rooms so you know he does not murder you?
does he like big eyes at Sylvie?
Fine,
So
come
he's very
on.
specifically-
Lance, we have a guest.
What?
Our kid is here.
Where? Oh, hello, Barry.
Yeah. I can't promise my room would be any less drunk.
There's
I get
lots
him.
of room on this side.
I get him.
But if you're on this side, Sophie will knock into you.
What do you mean by that?
I call Hunk to bring a cot in.
Hunk does not work there over the evenings
Oh,
because his
yeah.
own home. Mitt would be around.
Minnow, we need a cot.
No, it's okay. Get in the middle.
Do we need a cot?
Get in the middle.
I don't want to sleep in your bed.
It's too late.
Yeah, Minnow. Sophie.
I'm tired. This is too much.
There is going to be 4 of us. Do you mind if I just sleep in my room?
You
No.
said you wanted to come here.
No, this is Minnow mistaking.
No, Minnow.
Oh.
Get in bed. I think you're telling her to get in bed.
No, Minnow, it's for Barry because he's scared of Uncle.
Oh, very good.
Can
That
you
is
tell him
probably
that
wise.
can you tell him that Uncle is not going to eat him alive?
No, he doesn't eat, and he's probably not going to hurt you. Even if you bother him, he knows you are Sophie's guest, so you will be fine. You can just go to bed. Okay, well, I'm going to take my own advice, so if we don't need a cot, good night, everybody.
Night.
Yeah.
She makes her way back to her room. Barry is going to crawl into bed with you. Lance will act as a shield between the two of you.
That gets a lot of kick.
I turn and be like, you did not have to get out of bed. You were supposed to be warm when I come back.
Sorry, I'm just sitting inside.
I walk by and Danon bursts into flame as I walk.
Ouch. Sirs.
This is Cyrus' favorite thing.
Gotcha.
You see in the flash of light, and it's totally new.
Barry,
Yeah,
he's a
Yeah.
kid. That's not cool.
you've been prepping him.
Yeah.
But you're never going to want to stay in this house. Don't make me have Minnow talk to you. I've heard about how that went.
Good night.
You flashed me.
I really fucked this kid up about my uncle.
really did.
Oh.
As you all get a long rest.
I love, okay, you know how we had the butcher of Alokran? We have the snake of Genesis, or like the sandstorm of Genesis, you know? Like, we need some folklore song written about him and how he keeps the people alive, and how he does this and this and this. And every 5 seconds, I don't do that. That doesn't exist. He's terrorized 3 million towns and killed so many. I looked at him. I left. I didn't do anything.
So I think
Tiny stones upon the
just because I remembered this,
What?
Varian, I just want you continuously and regularly puts out a significant amount of money in campaign to spread the Butcher of a Locker.
Yeah, we know.
Has and always has continued to.
We
So just when we do eventually come around to that, just remember.
I spend an equal amount of money spinning the song into that it's about Varian.
Guilt.
So it's like 50-50 on who the Butcher of Locker actually.
Hard that is like starting up a band of like, yeah, you're pretty good on the drums. Question, which guild are you part of?
Yeah, which Butcher of
Can I
play the Butcher of Locker right now?
Play them, and they're guessing like I really need this.
Can I start one about
They feel like
Wednesday?
Barbarian.
Yeah.
Start one about Wednesday.
Yeah, she's like when she's mad at us, she's super mean and angry at us.
Mhm.
So they're like starting like against each other, and I'm like, I put a Wednesday one on the table.
Red Hot Fury.
And then I make it look like Gray made it, but in like an appealing way.
And then they all get like mixed together. So it's like
The Butcher of Wednesday Town. Butcher struck on Wednesdays.
yeah, it's like they're a wizard of the god of knowledge and no one understands why.
It was a full Wednesday evening. Just over.
Actually, I have time. We have 2 months.
We have a month and a half.
Well, no, we had 2 months. It was what he said.
Oh, you wanted to take extra time? Yes.
I would pay Sylvie to permanency holy weapon on me.
You have time.
How much?
20,000.
No. Right in your inventory, like right on your character sheet right now, it could just be 20,000 bigger.
Yeah, give me 20K.
Well, no, it would be
20K
it would
for
be
the
sorry,
spell.
it would be
So you're
two-
spending 40,000.
if you're paying her 20K on top of it, it would be 40. It's
You're making
20,000.
it sound like you're paying me to do it.
Yeah, if she's increasing her inventory by
Oh.
20,000, then someone has to
Yeah.
pay
So
the
you don't have to-
20,000 that gets spent
20,000
on
is
the
what it
spell.
Costs.
Yeah.
I take that for the
Yay!
inventory right now.
I'm also
Okay.
going to do a spellizing.
I'll take 10K.
Okay, yeah, Sylvie does have
Holy
time.
weapon.
Huh? What do I do?
Yeah, you have time to do that. It's going to take a little more than 2 months because you also need your like 4 days to do your other spell. But the other thing we're going to go to is
I'll tell
dinner.
you. Well, I'm also doing one.
Yes.
So okay.
The other thing we're going to go to is dinner with Khalees and Barry. As you guys would get together, Minnow would have a feast set out before you all. Food. She's tried to go kind of wide in the array here to please everybody. As you guys all come in for dinner, and Lance is sitting down, already getting started. Like, what? I'm not having your mom here because we can just start eating whenever.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
I'm walking like 5 minutes late.
Daniel will come and be like,
Took you guys 3 years.
We're getting ready.
we are 5 minutes late,
Your guys' sex doesn't need to happen before dinner.
but it's better when it does.
The sex wasn't happening while dinner was happening.
That was your other option.
This is both of your options.
We were done before dinner.
I don't make the
We
rules,
just had
I
to get
simply
ready.
enforce them.
Where do you learn that? Someone really smart?
I came up with it recently.
Someone really smart must have taught you that one.
For those who don't know, I'm stealing a Ruda line right now. As it will be partway through dinner, somebody will probably have to give Barry a kick in the shins or something.
I sit next to him and
Pinch
he
him.
gets bit by my snakes until he doesn't.
At some point, you just like lean next to him to whisper to him, but it's really just to let your snakes like say, oh, sister, please, as she turns to look at Barry, you see surprise on her face. She's got a bit of gravy on her cheek, on her like feathers that she'll like reach up to wipe off. Yes. There was something I wanted to tell you. And you have to promise not to hate me, or never talk to me. Okay, well, I promise that I won't never talk to you, my little brother. So I kind of got wrapped up in this whole fate thing, and I needed to be able to do a thing to be able to help them with the thing that they need me to do, and so we had to talk to Grandpa, and we had to help around the house, and then the mantis was teaching me a thing so that I could impress Grandpa because I'm not good at a lot of stuff. And then we were practicing, and there were
Like, back, and I'm like, breathe.
There was
Take a moment to breathe.
There was
You're mishead, so I'm doing like breathing exercises.
Grandpa taught me how to do the severing. Because they need it to stop something from hurting the continent, from wiping out the continent.
Or does she look?
She looks kind of frozen. She still has the same like kind of concerned look on her face, like the information hasn't quite like reached her ears. And then she puts down her napkin and stands up and walks out of the room towards the front door. Just let her go.
She needs to process.
Think she's gonna talk to me when she comes back?
No,
As he's like full tears just like streaming down Barry's feathered face.
I give him a little hug. No. And if she does...
She didn't say anything.
Okay, Barry, you need to understand something. She's going to hurt. This is what she does when she's hurting, right?
I'll go out and follow her.
If she hated you forever, I bet she'd go, I hate you forever, I'll never want to see you again. I think she just needs a minute, because this is something that's for her whole life. And let's say, in the worst case scenario ever in the entire universe of the world, she says, I never want to see you again, you're the worst brother ever. Hey, worst case scenario. Look at me. Pretty commotions. Worst case scenario.
Oh.
Then you can reconnect with her later. The time you guys have alive and together is all the time you need to recover.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing is irreparable.
She just needs to be angry for a little while. I guess.
She's and I thought she's even angry at you.
She probably doesn't even know what to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. That makes sense. Thanks.
You're not gonna remember this, so I uncommon emotions you. But I hope you take a little bit of it with you and uncommon emotions. I give him a hug. Good hug.
Just cries on you for a little bit, but he manages to get his breathing steady. You follow her out the door. She grabs a cloak, and it doesn't look like she's going for a walk. She is like with purpose moving down the street. It takes you all of a minute to realize she is making a beeline towards Garm's new house at this point.
And I'm not like sneakily following her, but I'm also not making an effort to like talk to her at all.
Okay.
I'm just like nearby.
She definitely notices you as she's going. Just like glances at you, but then looks forward and is marching off.
They've built up a relationship enough to where Jasmine knows what's going on.
Yeah. She gets to Garm's house. She tries the door. And it's locked. So you watch her fly up to a window that's a little ajar and like pull it open and climb into his house and shut the window behind her.
I'll just wait outside.
You about a minute later would hear shouting coming from inside, all Khaleesi's voice. You can't really make out what she's saying, but she goes on for like a solid 5 minutes of like just shouting. You hear her breaking a little bit at the end, and then it gets quiet. Like you hear a bit of like the tears coming through before the shouting stops, and you can't really hear what's going on anymore. Especially with how quiet Garm is, you don't hear like a whisper from his side of this. It is like seconds after the shouting stops that the front door opens and then just gets slammed behind her as she marches out, looks at you. You can see she's got some tears on her face and she's going to wipe them off, and then take off up into the air and start flying away.
Which direction?
She looks like she's headed for the middle of the city. She's kind of like arcing over the district that she's in, but she's going either towards the ocean or the middle of the city. Both are in the same direction at the moment.
Okay, I will keep sort of tracing her until I know that she's like
You
safe
can walk
somewhere.
up into the air if you want. You.
I don't want to make an effort to like make her feel chased.
Mhm,
I'm just
yeah.
keeping an eye on her
You
and
just
like
want to walk low above the buildings. You can.
Yeah.
You can follow after. You'd be able to spot her flying out past the coast.
Yeah.
She gets to a break line with a couple of big moss-covered stones that stick out of some of like the shallow water here, and you see her just land on them and stare out at the ocean. And then she just sets herself down.
I will like slowly uh end up sitting on another one.
Okay.
Sort of like nearby.
Yeah, okay. You would have to be on the same collection of rocks as her, but
Yeah.
there's enough of them that you could be like 20 feet away.
And the rocks might be big enough too.
Yeah.
There's a few of them that jut out. They're all kind of connected to each other. You could sit on one of them.
Yeah.
And she is just kind of quietly crying
Yeah.
to herself. And you hear her start to talk to herself as she's kind of processing and working her way through, just kind of like angrily spitting at first. You're so unfair. So you don't care about me. You didn't care about me at all. Didn't even care about Mom. She was just a piece of you that you lost.
All I can say is that he really didn't want to.
And you know what? You can also use it yourself. You just do it.
He looks like very better than me.
You want 500,000 covered? What we can do is maybe drag that.
I don't know, we need to pull a lot of tricks to make Barry seem good enough, right?
Harry's dreams mattered to him. I didn't.
I'm sorry.
And I thought that it was just because that I wanted that. But he was willing to let me go die to not give me it.
It's a good thing he doesn't matter.
And you can talk, we're just looking at the number.
Didn't even say anything. Just let me shout at him. He barely blinked. Should have known he wasn't going to say anything. I didn't say anything when I left.
This is off.
Yeah, you don't need him.
Oh, look how good I did on my own. Just went and died in a hole.
Hopefully find a
But
funny
Baron
on
on
there
his own.
where it never stops.
Barry turned out all right.
These berries turned out all right.
Want me to just awkwardly sit in this chair, just like see if people notice?
Sorry, guys.
Sorry. I would have said, do you want me to just sit in this chair so you people notice?
Yeah, look, I've been trying to not deal with that, but the client is responding to emails and asking questions,
Yeah.
and
I know how it goes.
Yeah.
and I don't want them making assumptions.
Uh-huh.
Oh, because and then like Jarrett sent them another policy thing, and they're asking me like, oh, what does this conversion mean?
Mhm.
Can you show us what permanent would look like? I'm like, I built you fucking term quotes. Why all is this coming up? Like,
Help.
that's for Andrea's parents.
Right. So,
Yeah. But I basically just listen to her and keep affirming that he's no one and nothing, and like she doesn't need his approval.
after a while of sitting there, she kind of stops crying. I think I could just be alone for a bit.
Yeah, you know your way back.
Big fucking house.
It's pretty big. Yeah, and I'll leave.
As she sits up there for a time, it will be probably the next morning that you guys notice that at some point in the night she came back. And you guys are having breakfast. Barry is not hyperventilating, but you can see him like trying not to look at his sister, just keep like stealing glances at her. She hasn't talked to him yet. And then there's a knock at the door.
You go get it, or get Minna to get it. You're so right. Minna, can you get the door?
Yes, I can get the door. Minna will come back.
Yeah, I can. She
It
sits
is
there.
gone.
Okay. Wait, does he tell you what you want, or just put them in?
I let him in, because you haven't kept him out before. Should I have kept him out?
No.
Don't know.
Okay.
Probably not.
That is less certain than I thought you would be, but as long as I have not.
Is he
We're all looking at the sister for it. Like,
Is he coming here?
You can see her head has like come up, and she's just kind of frozen, confused, as you're asking this, and you're yes, I'm coming here.
hello, Gordon. What
Hmm.
brings you to visit?
Wanted to have a conversation with my grandchildren,
With us here or alone?
preferably alone. But I've had more personal moments in worse environments.
Except, what do you guys want?
I don't really want to talk to you. I know. I haven't talked properly in some years. I gave you a night to check on things. I thought now would be a good moment as one would come. So, man up and let's talk. Oh, that's like we're going to persuasion check. It's advantage for government.
Oh,
Yeah, really, it's what I want to hear. Let's just talk if I say so.
That's a 14. As you can just see like a kind of cold fury burning in Khalees's eyes, and you want to get very involved and watch us fight.
What if we're here to make sure you guys don't fight?
Rather no. Kind of hard to get up on, but somewhat fast.
Thanks. You're kind of right.
I'll just stand up and be like, I'll be outside.
Very.
I get up, I go outside, I cast grind,
No.
put it in the corner of the room.
Yeah, I kind of look at everybody else like, come on.
My house, they can't say anything about it.
Let's go out. A while later. Scrag orb appears.
I want you to know she like sits on the couch, her eyes glaze over, and then there's a fucking snake, like a camouflage snake on the ceiling. You can still see it if you try to look at it.
You would come back to, well, I don't have anything to say to you anyway, so if Barry wants to be here, it's probably for the best. At least someone. He seems to have convinced her to let Barry stay. Right. Well. You're upset with me. I taught Barry, didn't teach you. I'm sorry about that. Didn't feel good driving you away. But I preferred you alive and distant, or here and dead. And, it didn't work with you long enough. Perhaps I should have just taught you anyway. I didn't want to teach Barry. But those friends of his seem to believe in their cause, and you? How much did they have to convince you? I mean, what did it take them? A week? A few days? They have to ask you twice? It took us. We were there for like a week.
I don't know if she answered that better.
A week. And I begged you for months.
Like speaking to Barry's head, don't bring up details.
He like looks around like.
Don't notice that I'm talking to you.
Make me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I've been really nice to him. I just get disadvantage.
This is why you get a persuasion check.
What do you mean? He can't just speak in his own head?
So freaked out.
In persuasion?
Yeah.
34.
With disadvantage?
You're so right. It would have been great because I rolled an 18.
Great.
13. 4. 19.
19. So Barry doesn't do anything. He's like, okay. I paid for months, and then
It's like he's a real D&D member now.
I was gonna leave, and you didn't even come to say goodbye. Oh, it's true.
You're right. Anyways.
It's interesting. Well, I just thought it'd be easier for you. You weren't angry with me. It would be better you go than do something drastic here. So I let you go. I mean, I left when I was your age, so seemed appropriate. So why did you say yes to Barry? Are you willing to lose your granddaughter, but couldn't bear to part with him? Here's the thing. It's tough to accept.
Here's the thing. He actually risks death closer than you.
Barry was all I had. But at the time, you were so red. But nah. As much as I hate Queen, his companions talk some sense. They told you what it is they're up against.
I do what?
I don't care what they're up against. So I guess there was a noble enough cause that I didn't have. Because trying to make sure I was happy in the afterlife meant fucking nothing. I was dead. But she's happy enough. Fuck you. I don't want to, but
Happens.
if you want to learn, I'll teach you. What the fucking change? You feel that now? Because you taught Daddy? No. No, if it was just that, still be a no. But, while they were around, they found something the family had lost that increased the odds. Perhaps Barry can tell you, but the odds are still not high. You will probably die in a few years, but how things are going, I'll go first, probably, so be my problem. And maybe we can get along. Barry's sake in the meantime. For Barry's sake? For Barry's sake. We can't get along so that it's for my sake? God.
I never told Novella.
You were selfish, terrible grandfather. I don't want to learn from you. Look. I've got things to get up to. So she gets up and leaves the room. He went about as well as it could. As Garvey gets up and starts to make his leave, and you see Barry just sitting there, like, wide-eyed, taking this in as we're going to take a break. We're going to be gone for 10-15 minutes, folks. We're going to run some quick ad break in there, and then we will come back shortly after that.
Yeah, and while we're on our break, you guys can take some time and get on the.
Oh, speaking of which, Andrea subscribed on YouTube.
Aw.
All right, folks. See you.
Bye.
I'm happy now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
He just drained his balls.
Oh,
Yeah. Thanks for the
Like
help.
piss.
God.
No, draining your
Chlorine
balls
is a bad
pissing.
influence on you.
Draining your balls is
That's
pissing.
not how peeing works.
Draining your balls is.
So, anyways, we return
Yeah.
to the end of a rather
I can't believe you guys don't know what your own
climactic
balls do.
conversation
Sorry.
between Barry, the sister Khalees, and their grandfather Garm that ends with
He is stored in the
Khalees,
labia.
It's actually
actually
stored in the clit.
actually speaking back and forth with her grandfather, and then making her
This was
exit,
the conversation she had.
and then Garm saying, "Well, went about as well as it could," and making his exit as well. With Barry kind of left sitting there wide-eyed. You guys would see Khalees come out and then make a beeline towards her room, and shortly after, Garm come out, nod at you all, and make his way out.
I unscried when
Okay.
they're like.
You just cry out, Barry. The corner. Well, I wasn't done eating, so.
So you go back in.
It's cold.
I can heat things up if you would like.
Yes, please.
Okay. Does anybody else want their food heated up?
I think I'm just all done. I had like 3 bites, so I'm a little over budget anyway.
Blaine is slowly creeping around Minnow's back, where she can't see it.
I am going to go heat up the food then. As she goes in and we'll come back out with some food, and shortly thereafter you'll have warm breakfast again. Maybe he's just
Dinner?
sitting there slowly eating. No, he came at breakfast time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, dinner had happened the night before, and then this is the next morning.
Sorry, can you just catch me up a little bit on what happens?
So
They had their conversation.
They had their conversation privately, but Sylphie scried on them.
Yeah.
To make sure Isaac had a full 3-person
So
conversation.
Isaac kind of talks to himself. Yeah, so they essentially, Garm came to admit that he may not have made the best decision, that the reason he let her leave is because he didn't want her to die, and then she ended up dying anyways. And she was very upset that that he caved for Barry when he would not cave for her after months of begging and her leaving.
Okay.
And that he came to Barry, and his main explanation for caving to Barry was that despite what he wants to believe, your guys' cause is persuasive, and that Barry was the last person he had left in his life.
Okay.
We didn't get to hear this conversation though.
Yeah,
No, but-
Sylvie shares it.
But we have the body and we have the stuff. So if they do decide if he wants to teach it to her, we can
So you
stack
offer-
the odds.
He offered her, said he didn't want to, but he would do it because there is a way to increase the odds. And she said, "I don't want to learn anything from you. You're a terrible grandfather," and laughing.
Okay.
Just
All right.
same direction.
I want to do permanency on arcane eye.
Currency on arcane eye.
But I want to put it on a ring, so I can put the ring on and use the eye.
Arcane eye.
You just have a little thing.
The way I envision it is, I put the ring on, the eye appears, I can move it around, take the ring off.
Also, sorry, chat. We normally have conversations about what we want to have done or do in session.
Yeah, this was
We haven't been playing, so we've been missing a lot of the chats.
surprise pop of downtime.
This is literally 2
Yeah.
seconds activity.
Yeah, that should be fine. You could cast it. So you're casting it on. So you wouldn't be able to cast it on a ring. You would have to cast it on yourself. You can cast stuff on a ring that is like normally cast an object. Let me look at.
It's just like on myself. Like, can I activate it and deactivate it? That's the thing. Like, I'm assuming I could build in spell triggers and I could build stuff into the spell to make it
Kind of. Not like rules as written, but I'm
rules as
leaning
functional
on that.
is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Right? It's some of it doesn't make sense.
Technically, you'd have to, like, if you teleported, you'd have to get the eye to run all the way to wherever
That's what
you
I'm trying to
go.
say. It's ridiculous on something.
There are some spells that it just doesn't make sense to permanency. So there is the other hand of like, I don't bend everything to make permanency work with every spell. So let me just read it again.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're casting it on a thing, it should be a thing that would normally affect that. So like flame arrow on a quiver of arrows, light on a staff to have it always shed light, stuff like that. The idea of permanency on items is not like it even has a separate section of like, here's some things commonly permanency on creatures, here's some things commonly permanency on items.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just
So
saying, like,
you
functions.
could make an enchanted item that has the arcane eye spell on it, and you could make charges for it. But permanency would not function to give you a permanent arcane eye on a ring. You would have to put it on yourself. And if you have more than one permanency, you are rolling on the messing with mortality table. So if you want,
Okay, just so you know, the contenders are like stone skin and stuff. I'm trying to find something thematic and cool.
yeah, I understand that. There's ways to get this spell on something. Permanency is not one of them.
Okay, I will think. I will think some more. I will think some more.
So, Sylphie, you're taking time to cast permanency. Has Sylvie taken the time to learn permanency?
Yeah, this is the second thing of permanency. I had a permanency column.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d20 and add your wisdom.
Roll your roll 20. This is your item. I won't take the blame.
Indeed.
Roll your d20.
Am I rolling it?
It's
Yeah.
your
What she's requested of you, roll a d20 and add
If it fails, it's
Sylphie's
not on
wisdom
me.
modifier.
16.
Well more than you need. So that you will succeed. Somebody,
Just wait.
please spend the
We would have
Sorry, I
this
just already did it.
bonus
It was in my brain, like already
Wisdom
done. I
bonus.
thought we were talking about Dan's thing.
21.
21. Yeah, you're good. So yeah, somebody spend the gold, and you now have it permanencyed onto your.
I'm 10 gold richer from this. Sylphie permanency is for a price.
Oh, the Black Phoenix is raiding with a party of 4.
Oh,
Everybody! Oh, incredible Lonnie Phoenix raid! Folks, nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Look at the thing I made that I'm currently
She
making.
is crocheting.
I'm making a little otter.
Trying to hunt down an evil giant.
How's everybody? We're doing good. We are actually at a very weird point of the campaign. They have just gotten back from getting the last piece that they needed to challenge what has become the BBEG of the campaign, and are taking a little bit of downtime in the scant moments they feel they can spare before Sylphie has to duel a goddess of war because she is currently carrying an
I
artifact.
chose the right time to choose this problem.
Ransom.
I could have come
amazing.
back.
What he says,
I-
your thing is very cute.
I could have come back at any time and gotten the sword. I chose the most opportune moment to take this sword. It was right when we have to fight another god.
Yeah. She is essentially throwing her hat in the ring for the position of Goddess of War, which means she will eventually have to fight an actor.
When I'm the goddess of war,
You are able to You are able to claim.
I need to win. I need to win. I need to find a way to win.
Yep, that's how it works for us. Is it super easy to win?
You said it's a possibility.
I said it is not impossible. It is extremely unlikely. It is not impossible.
I'm gonna fight the god of war. I'm gonna become the god of war. I am a paladin of beauty.
And then you can go on a
Cleric of Beauty.
Cleric of
You
beauty.
can go on like a revenge rampage and kill every god in the pantheon in like increasingly brutal ways.
Bring my mom back right now, or
Yeah.
I'd fucking kill you.
Man, someone should make a game about that.
That's funny because the reason your mom is dead right now is because some god is going to kill him if he goes to the fucking astral sea. So
Who cannot fly in our group?
who cannot fly?
Lance.
Yeah, Lance needs either his
Danon has my
steed
boots,
or
so
his
he
flying
can fly
carriage
now.
pulled
So it's
by
just
his
Lance.
steed.
And Dahlia.
Good Lance.
Dahlia has boots.
Yeah, Dahlia has boots.
Why didn't we get Lance boots? Why is Lance?
Lance got his flying carriage that he can hook his
But
horse up to.
why didn't we get him a pair of boots
We
when we
didn't
got
think
everyone
this
else
far
a pair
ahead
of
when
boots?
we
Does
were in the
Lance have
bed.
holy weapon on him?
No.
Oh, and the holy weapon goes in the weapon anyways.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Lance. No, that doesn't work.
We're really neglecting our boy.
He likes his carriage. He's usually
He's,
in it
yeah,
anyways.
and doesn't his
It was
horse
expensive.
fly?
His horse also flies.
Yeah, so it's like
He's usually on something that flies. It's just if he's underground or something that he's
Oh,
SOL.
great! He can't fly underground. Big whoop.
Big chasm, yeah, it
Jump.
can happen.
Okay, your person that can
Just
fly.
lands with his advantage.
Mario.
Stop the show.
Right. Hey guys, he goes, it's a me. I'm
Oh, yeah,
Mario.
So if see invisibility says self, I can't put that on goggles.
See invisibility.
You can put it on
a.
Can't you put it on like a scroll to put self on? Like,
Yeah.
Isn't
So
that
you
what
would
we've
just
done?
make a scroll of like permanency, see invisibility, and then he just uses the scroll.
No,
Yeah.
I want to put it on a set of goggles.
That's an interesting one, actually.
it's like just an artificer. Infusion.
Um, Technically, no, but I would allow it for something like that. That makes kind of sense that the goggles make like a layer of the magic that you look through. It technically falls into the same category, but I'm not opposed to that one. That one,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Anyways, I permanently dispel. I'll let you know when I come up with it.
Sorry. Welcome.
Wait, can Adalia make me greater invisibility? You guys came at the right time. We're doing downtime that wasn't planned.
2, 3, 4.
This high as I can go. I'm a musician.
And it was
Adalia make
2 months, so I'll take my money as
Can Adalia make me some greater invisibility scrolls?
She can make you some greater visibility scrolls. Yeah. What level of spell is greater visibility?
No clue.
We should give one to Barry.
He can pay for them. I want some.
But it can.
I always have to ask for
Actually, I don't know if
combat.
it matters against soul gross.
He can see it anyways. I'm the one he can't see it.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a 4th level spell, so it would cost her 4,000 gold. The roll is
I would pay for
fairly
it.
easy, and it's going to take her 5 days per scroll.
So
How many
if we
do you
have
want?
2 months.
So she could feasibly
8.
make you 8 or 9 if she spends the whole time on this.
So
And she's not necessarily going to succeed on all of them, but her odds are pretty good.
Do Ulgro see invisibility? Have we
It's
used
8,000
invisibility
each.
against him?
No, it's 4,000 each scroll.
We probably
You guys have not tried invisibility against Wogros.
should I spend all my money on greater invisibility scrolls?
I think 2 or 3 is probably plenty.
Oh, if I only spend 12k.
Based on
Or, you know,
based on what we know,
depending on my
will
money.
grow.
Oh, that's a 20. That's a failure.
Ooh.
She would successfully make you 4 scrolls.
One of them is really cool.
So 16k out of my whole.
And what were you asking, Daniel?
Um,
Wogros, by the way, for those just joining us, is a prophetic storm giant who has long been gathering the power of storms to try and turn himself into a god.
But
And he is going to eventually, according to the prophecy that they are part of, pull a storm big enough to wipe a few countries off the face of the map before he is.
I have gotten a boon from a god that makes it so he can no longer see me with his future sight, and he doesn't really look with his eyes. So
Yeah, you and some members of your direct line are invisible to the powers of precognition.
me, people directly mean no.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
missed
there's
it.
very complicated rules about that.
That's a rather specific rule
There's
about
a
Yeah,
long
facets of
because
your family.
I didn't want it to just go away.
No.
I didn't want it to just be a roll and go away. No, I don't like those boons.
I make the goggles of invisibility scene.
Okay.
Sure.
Very fine.
I-
Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Ulbros
Roll
can
me
see the
d20.
future. He can probably
On the
see
thing.
invisibility. Yeah. 7.
7.
You're good.
He can see invisibility because he would see you be invisible behind him.
All right, so we do
Yeah,
our
like,
2
see the
months
thing
or whatever
happen
we're getting
and
close
know that
to.
you're behind him, you know?
So, to talk about how things go with this family drama that we've been following.
Yeah, because
This is my
Play
soap
out.
opera.
yeah, play out while we're
Yeah.
doing all this other
Well, you
stuff.
guys are doing this in the background. Barry has a couple of conversations with his sister. Most of them you guys aren't around for. A few of them you guys would hear when they get a little heated or when you're walking by. But Barry has sucked up enough courage. When you guys talked to him right away, he was, although terrified about how things are going with his grandfather and his sister, at least happy that she talked to him. That is more than he's seen happen since she left when he was very young. And he has been endeavoring to keep her talking. At some point, Garm comes by and drops a book off with her. You said you didn't want to learn anything from me.
Teach yourself, bitch.
That's everything you need to know. Yes.
You said you were for me.
And he would pull a very familiar replica sword off of his belt that Barry had used in his attempt to learn this art, and would give it to her. I have the body if you need it. I would appreciate very much if you made sure this art did not spread to anyone else. And if you're willing, destroy it when you're done with it. But I understand.
And if you die, I can't revive you.
I would endeavor to remain her like confidant.
Okay. You
Like find the time to check in on her and let her.
She is not, as you've noticed, all about talking about her feelings.
Yeah.
You occasionally, when she's angry enough, get like little bits.
Yeah.
At some point, her and Garm have some sort of conversation. Essentially, of Garm saying, "You know what? I make lots of mistakes. That was probably one of them. I did what I did. I would do it again, but it was a mistake. Drove you away. You ended up dead anyways." And that is kind of the tipping point for where she goes from, he ruined my life, I never want to talk to him again. He didn't care about me at all, to maybe he's just an idiot. Like, it gets a little less edged, a little less personal, and starts to accept that maybe he did care about her, and this wasn't just proof that he never really considered her all along. By the end of your guys' 2 months, they have occasional conversations. They can sit at the same. He can come over for breakfast occasionally, and they don't really talk. But he can be around without it being an event. And there seems to be some mending happening of that relationship, but it is still very angry.
Does she seem interested in learning the art at all?
You don't know. She took it. You haven't seen it since. You didn't find it in a trash can or in a fireplace somewhere, but you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm sort of on the lookout. So if we have like maybe a warning over if she's randomly dead one day.
Well, it doesn't kill you immediately. It just severs all your cultivation, then you die a year or 5 later. So
Cool.
you'll have some warning of when she's weak and decrepit all of a sudden.
But anyways, she's been told that we can help her to help her back. If she
And she has not come to ask
if
you
she
guys
decides to
survive.
do it on her own, then that's her own fucking decision.
Yeah, I'd also try and
She doesn't know she'll
come
die,
up
right?
with stuff like random things to do that aren't all about like her family drama. So taking her shopping and like trying to stuff.
He's kind of just like Barry was when he first got showed around the city. Like, you see a bit of childlike wonder come back when she's actually out exploring. Otherwise, she's just teleported here, looked around a bit, but like going out, she's like, so many people, it's so big everywhere. And like, it's kind of a mirror of Barry, with a little less stuttering.
Now, I will happily payroll her exploration of the new world.
She is comfortable enough with you guys to not try and find work right away. She is kind of mooching off you guys for a little bit. Figuring out, but she is out trying stuff that she enjoyed when she was a kid. She's like out trying out.
You're bringing her to Biffin's Bowls.
What's that?
I bring him to Biffin's Bowls.
You bring her to Biffin's
I'm
Bowls?
sorry.
I bring everyone there. It's an recreation. I brought Minnow there.
Are you trying to get her a job at Biffin's Bowls? Is that what you're trying to do?
I never thought
Take her
about
there
it.
for food.
But I have like lunch. Like a berry.
Yeah.
But if he wants a little lady.
She can handle spicy food better than her brother. She is by no means accustomed to it. But she takes to it. Like, you can see she has that first bowl. She's like,
It's really good.
and you're like, are you okay? Like, you're worried. She's like,
No, I'm telling her it's really good.
I don't like it.
Yeah?
I'm like, it doesn't get better.
It's got flavor, doesn't it? The cake really.
It's good.
You want to come back with me? We could get your tolerance up. We'll give her milk.
You give her some milk. And yeah, after her like tongue is on fire, she's like,
Yeah.
"No, I really like that. That's very good.
We'll
I've never
build
had that like that before."
We'll build your tolerance.
You get
up.
like a Bipham's
Okay.
high. After you go, your whole body kind of is on fire in like
That's
a
cocked as
Yeah.
hell.
cat sort of way.
Oh, okay. So you bring her back there a few times. I think you having mentioned to Bitham that she's like looking for work, you would eventually just be like, "What? Still looking?
Yeah.
Damn it, come work here if you need to." And the offer is like out there, but she hasn't accepted it yet. But there's like she might end up working at Bipham's. Is like not out of the cards at this point.
I like it. She likes the food. I like the food.
Saying Rosethorn Apparel is a much better and less stinky place to work.
As that brings us to the end of our 2 months. A few things else that happened during this time. There have been a few more storms.
I do the control weather every time.
So the first time you do the control weather, almost as soon as you start it, Wogros shows up, accompanied, and he has 3 people with him who cast Dispel Magic. As you cast your spell,
What was control weather again?
8?
Okay, I can do it 2 more times.
so each time you do it, they don't dispel magic successfully every time, but between the 3 of them, manage to keep your control weather
They can
from
try a
ever.
lot.
Did you roll
If
for
they
all
have-
of them?
Spells.
I can just go by odds to know that they have enough for
Roll.
All right.
So what's a fake
so-
game?
So
I
first
am
one
also-
succeeds immediately after 1 casting.
I'm okay with. I hate it when you just decide it works and then you're like, okay, well this is a fake game, but we're going off statistics.
I have
Yeah.
so when he does the storms as well, I'm doing my fire thing again.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a plan.
Okay, what's your plan?
Well, I set up a fire, like in our normal place in our house, and when I'm doing like the big huge control conflagration,
Mhm.
10 by 10 100 square, blasting the thing apart,
Mhm.
helping her, taking.
So, for those who are just getting here, Wogros pulls storms off the coast that would be over the water in like a column towards him and absorbs them. So, what Daniel has done in the past is put out a big wall of fire to essentially burn off the storm and slow the amount of the amount of actual energy and storm that is getting to Wogros. Sorry, continue, Daniel.
Yeah.
So you're going to do your conflagration, blocking off his.
Blocking it off and
Yeah.
burning the storm away.
What are you doing about Wogros chasing him with his sword?
I will stay there and I'll fight him as much as I can until the sword appears, and then I will try to dodge it and move it around, and then I will just use fire stride into my own conflagration.
So Wogros has come this time with 3 people with him, 3 wizards or magic users of some sort.
Mhm.
You do your conflagration, and Wogros has his sword with him.
Mhm.
And instead of chasing after you immediately, you would hear him calling out, "You're on your final warning."
You got to remember those well. Just to explain, dispel magic is like I'm miles out.
Yeah,
Right.
no, he would go out towards where you are.
Okay.
And he would call.
He's on your final warning.
Yeah.
What does he say?
"You're on your final warning.
Awesome. What does that mean?
Stop, or I will kill you."
You're gonna kill me.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to do something dirty if he approaches me.
He's just
Take your
staring,
pants
waiting for you to stop.
The fire's still burning and I'm behind it, so I'm obscured from him.
Okay. Then he is going to send his sword out towards
Okay.
you.
Can his sword see? And how does it target me?
He uses his precognition to target you.
He uses his future
So
sight,
he
so
can
never has
just see.
disadvantage.
Like, how does it work? How can he see? Is what
So
I'm saying.
he essentially throws his sword out at the fire,
Mhm.
but before he throws it, he knows if it's going to hit if he throws it in that direction or not.
Okay, so he looks
He just
at.
picks the direction that when he throws it that way, it hits something.
Okay.
And then the direction that he sees at the end of it, you skewered by his sword and your spell
Okay.
ending.
So just like he has the ability to look at a 100 by 100 square, 5 of like would be 10 by whatever, 100 foot by 100 foot square, and he has the time to look at all of them.
Yeah,
Send it
Wogros is able to see which throw is going to connect with somebody. It is not like he doesn't have to sit and ruminate over it. He can just see which one is going to connect.
Okay. All right.
That's
Sounds
why
good.
my thing's so strong, is he can't see me at all.
He doesn't know.
So, if you are not stopping, he's going to throw his sword out towards you.
How far are they from me?
Well, you said you were going to react if he got within a certain distance, and so what distance was that he would get into that?
500 feet.
500. So he would be 510 feet away.
Okay, so he's sending the sword out. That's okay. Then I would, as I'm going, the fire's going to come with me.
Okay.
The fire. I wait till the sword is like by me.
Okay.
Where are these spellcasters in relation to him?
He would have left them like up in the air wherever he brought them from when he came to confront you. So depending on how far away you were from things, they're probably like 1,500 feet, somewhere around that range from you guys.
Okay, so they didn't come with him.
No, they're doing their dispel magic thing. I rolled 2 of them. It was a success and a nat 20. I have one more. Well, that's maybe one more. That is a failure. That's going to cost them another slot. That is a failure. That's going to cost them.
Okay, so you know what? Fuck it. Let's do this.
That's a
when
I get a while.
when these spells go, when his sword gets near me, I bamf over beside him.
Okay.
When I'm waiting till his sword is like by me.
Okay.
So I'm dimensioning going over by him.
Okay.
And I am going to hit him with a planar travel.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and roll the hit with disadvantage
Disadvantage.
because he has precognition.
Okay. 18 and a 16 plus whatever that would be. I gotta figure out what by. That's 26 and a 28.
Those will both hit, and then he needs to make what kind of saving?
He needs to make a. Oh, I don't. Is it charisma?
I think it's charisma.
I'm pretty sure.
But I'm heightening it, by the way.
Heightening it. Okay, so he has disadvantage, which makes it a straight roll. I think.
He has advantage on charisma saves.
I don't know.
Precognition wouldn't have anything to do with the save.
Foresight is on everything.
Yeah. So he would have advantage.
So it's a straight roll.
But how would you have a roll on something like that's just a magic
It's just
ability?
what the spell is.
Because they see it coming, right?
Yeah.
So they can react
Okay,
in the
but you
best
can't-
possible way.
You could see a fireball coming, and it would still be a fireball coming.
Right,
It doesn't
it's like
get rid of the
your-
threat.
Your average person is like, I think the fireball's going to explode there. I'm going to hide behind this. And someone with precognition is like, it's going to explode exactly there.
It is.
Right
It is
there,
a
this much will
difficult
hit me.
thing to do.
If it's a ability like a saving throw, how do you improve your saving throw?
The
by...
mental ones are a little bit.
Yeah, how the fuck do you?
But-
The thing that saving throws encapsulate is how good you are at avoiding a certain kind of thing. How strong is your will to resist the mind control? How good are you
that
at
has
dodging
nothing
out
to
of the
do
way?
with precognition.
Let me explain. Right. So saving throws abstract your ability to react to something that's happening to you. Right. And what's rolled into that is like, do you make the right decision? How quick are you at like doing the thing, whatever it's based off of? What precognition lets you do is know that you're making the best decision you can physically. And of your options, pick the one that turns out best for you.
So you just choose, you win, and then that's it. That's how he
You
goes.
choose to react in the way that's most
He's gonna win
advantageous. to you.
every single thing because he can pre-see that he
No,
wins.
he has
he has
advantage.
So if your fireball goes off, there might not be anywhere good to hide, but of the places there are to hide, he picks the best one. You're trying to attack him with your mind. He knows before it happens. He toughens up his mental defenses right before you hammer him with yours. Is like at the moment to have the best chance at resisting as he can.
But what would you do against Spirit Guardians, which is just a wisdom save, other than get out of the way? You can't prepare for Spirit Guardians.
Spirit Guardians is not about dodging out of the way. It's you resisting the attack.
That's what I
from
mean.
society.
How does he have advantage on something resisting when it has nothing to do with him expecting?
He knows exactly when he's going to get hit by one of these things. He knows how it's going to target him, and he prepares his mental and spiritual defenses as best
But
he
it's
can.
a magic defense. It's not a mental defense.
But the wisdom saving throw against Spirit Guardians is essentially abstracting. You're about to get attacked by a spirit that is going to attack your soul to something like
It's like Elven. He just has Elven accuracy. He just has advantage on every single thing because he chooses that he wins it.
He has advantage on
He
everything.
just has extra information.
Yeah, he makes the best decision possible.
This makes no sense to me. Like you can't know that a wisdom save is coming and then be ready for a wisdom save and then suddenly you're not able to you suddenly succeed a wisdom save.
So the problem with D&D is we're abstracting a bunch of things, but let's think about it this way. Let's think about Spirit Guardians, okay? When someone gets attacked by spirit guardians, they get a wisdom saving throw. What are we deciding with that wisdom saving throw?
If they take damage.
Why are we deciding that?
Because it's an area. Why are you talking to me like I'm dumb?
I'm trying to work through my logic with you step by step.
And your logic hasn't been working.
I'm not even close to my point. So, they make a wisdom saving throw. That must mean there's something you can do to resist the attack, right?
No, it just means the rules say you take a saving throw because it's just something that happens to you.
But
you take half damage either way.
The rules are abstracting some sort of competition going on, right? When you make a dexterity saving throw, it is abstracting you dodging out of the way and finding somewhere to tuck away or tuck yourself so you take as little damage as possible, right? Which means there's some way you can react that helps you avoid that damage. Same with Spirit Guardians. There's some way that you can react or prepare yourself or fight back against Spirit Guardians where you're still going to get hurt, but you resist it a little bit.
By moving out of the way, you physically can't resist the magic. It's magic damage.
If it was to move out of the way,
it's not force damage. It's not a sword coming at you. It's magic damage that always hits you, even if you succeed or not.
But that's the same with Fireball. You still take half damage on Fireball whether you succeed or not.
Yeah, so how does he have advantage on things like that when you just take the damage anyways, which means you're not avoiding anything?
Fireball's a better example. So, for example, he could see, okay, the fireball's coming over here. He could turn and curl himself so that his face and his body is tucked away and the fireball only hits his back. He still gets hurt, but he has the idea of where it's going so he can lessen the damage.
Okay, so it works for things that come at him, but how does it work for things that don't come at him that just affect him?
That's what I'm saying about Spirit Guardians is we don't in D&D decide, okay, here's where Fireball's going to hit the most, here's where it's not.
Yes, we do. We choose who it's going to hit, how many people it's going to hit, and everything.
What I'm saying is if you've been hit by Fireball, we don't choose, okay, where are you hiding from Fireball? And if you choose right, you take half damage. We roll a dexterity saving throw to see how quickly and how well you react to take half damage. The same is what we do with Spirit Guardians. We say, okay, you're going to get attacked by a ghost. We're not going to ask, what part of your body do you, prepare your mental defenses against? We just say, roll a wisdom saving throw, and that's how well you manage to fight off this ghost attacking your wisdom or your soul. So...
But it does damage anyways.
Same with Fireball.
So if he has precognition, then he just wouldn't take any damage.
No, he still takes damage.
Because he's known to step out of it and not be there when it comes for him.
Well, he's got to be somewhere. He's got to occupy some space, right?
No.
And be with the way D&D...
He has a sword, he doesn't have to be anywhere near you.
Well, yeah, if he attacks with a sword from far away, then you can never hit him. But once he gets close to you, even with precognition, if he's decided to show up, he's physically there, you can hit him. He just has advantage. So if you succeed on the saving throw against Spirit Guardians, you take half damage. He has a better chance of taking half damage. He also knows what sort of abilities you might use. So if he knows, because he has precognition, that you have a 1-2 KO that's guaranteed to kill him, he just won't show up. But he shows up because he thinks he has a chance, or even a good chance, at beating you. He just has a better odds than somebody who doesn't know what's about to happen of resisting any effect that comes his way, because he can make the best possible choice among the ones that he has available to him.
What choice would you make to avoid Spirit Guardians, which is just something that gets put on you?
That's because D&D uses saving throws to abstract you resisting the spirits. Instead of saying, how do you resist the spirits? How do we decide whether the way you resisted worked or not? It says, how strong is your will? Roll to see how good you are at resisting the spirits. So he, unlike somebody who just has a spirit attacking him, knows how it's going to attack him, what best way he can resist, what part of his attention is going to be needed to resist it, so he has a better chance than your average person of resisting the influences of the spirit. But D&D is always abstracting your resistance into saving throws instead of asking questions like, where do you hide? How do you hide? Because then we have to decide whether you're right or not, right? Otherwise, everyone's answer is like, oh, Fireball, there's nowhere to hide. I tuck up as good as possible. That's the best choice available to me, so I must take half damage. Because, well, were you quick enough to do that? We'll just make a dexterity saving throw because there's some element of luck involved. He still has that element of luck. He just has less element of luck because he knows exactly what's going to happen next. That's how precognition works.
Yeah, it's dumb.
You're allowed to think that. And he's making his saving throw.
Okay.
So he has a 25.
Silver barbs.
Okay. He has a 17.
Okay, he fails.
He is going to use a legendary resistance to succeed instead.
Okay.
Womp womp.
I travel back through my fire to where I was going. I retreat.
Are you leaving your flames burning at the storm?
No, the flames are gone.
Okay. As you go up to him, you cast this against him, and you vanish back to your fire. Sylphie, you waste a number of their spell slots, but they do eventually burn you out of spell slots.
Yeah, because mine's an 8th and theirs is like a 3rd.
Yeah. And they brought 3
He's such a pussy.
Yeah.
He's like a threat.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fight this guy.
Someone's trying to get rid of
Wizards aren't OP, guys. It's just like foreseeing god of storm still needs wizards to help him solve his problems.
So here's what
garbage.
Yeah.
I'm meeting with him after. Hey guys,
Yeah.
I think what we should do is I should do my whole flame thing, but I think
You fucking attack him again.
yeah, every time the storm comes.
So he keeps saying he'll kill you. Eventually he will, and I'll be sad.
Okay.
Don't want me to
Here's
be
what I'm
sad.
thinking. I put my fire thing up. I go. We pick a place we want to fight him. I hang out at that place. He's gonna come to me,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So where do we want to fight him?
Really away from people.
Okay.
Away from water. We can't avoid storms.
Yes, water, and yeah.
Okay. Do we want to fight him on like that hill?
There isn't air.
What do we do?
Yeah, good point.
What's a place? Any places around clouds where we can fight him that aren't like a bunch of people?
So he spends most of his time on Glass Mountain, which doesn't have a ton of people. There's plenty of forests.
It's
There's
like a secret layer,
swamplands.
though.
So mostly forest
Beware.
swamplands or a random patch of
Okay.
highway would be kind of your options.
Okay.
I made the ears.
Guys, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Do we want to prep a place of ground to try to fight him?
Sure.
I don't know if you guys have anything you can do for that kind of stuff.
Nope.
No, I can surprise him because he won't know I'm coming.
Okay.
That's my big trick in the book
What
is
did
that
you-
I can just do either.
Didn't you do a thing to the hub to make it better against certain creatures? Could you do that to ground where we want to fight him? Is he a creature we can be better at fighting?
No, he's just a humanoid giant.
Oh yeah. Totally normal.
Yeah, he's totally normal with his all-seeing eye,
Yeah.
his ability to eat storms, his ability to make sure everyone around him dies a painful, horrible death.
So what is
Extremely normal job. Although it is normal for storm giants to have precognition, and he's actually worse at it than most storm giants.
because he wasn't raised by them because all of them died.
Yep. All of us
It's-
around.
so, chat, his backstory is actually pretty fucking tragic.
For him.
We're really shitting on him, but he is hot and tragic. It's like he thought his whole clan abandoned him, but they just were trying to save him, and then they all died trying to save him, and then he was living in the world that they hated him and never wanted to see him again. So he's like, "Arr, arr, arr, I'm an emo teenager," and his mom in the afterlife is rolling around. She's like, "I literally saved your life!"
And all he wants to do is wipe out a continent, maybe two, and then he'll just move on.
Whole continent. No, he got frozen in ice by his mother to try to protect him. A tragic, intriguing backstory. Yeah. No, he got sailed away, and then thousands of years later, the ice that he was in started getting used as like a treasure by some people. And then when he melted out of it, they took him in as one of their own. And then that whole group of newfound family got wiped out. And he's been on his own ever since.
He's a death's omen.
Yeah, and he wants to become a god, and all he knows is that if he ascends to become a god, he can't see what happens anymore. And the little bit he can get is that it does not look good. So yeah, he's trying to become a god and make a storm that might wipe out country or four.
Maybe.
And we just have to.
We
beat
just
the
have to be
dicks,
there.
huh?
Yeah, you assholes.
Yeah, we're the
Trying to
we're the
survive
really
and
big
be a god.
we're the really big meanies that don't want
Yeah.
him to destroy
Hi, Alex.
everything we love.
Nice to see you.
How good are the people
Hi,
in
Alex.
these countries anyway? You know.
Yeah, exactly. They get some good ones and bad
Maybe
ones.
they
It's a
deserve
wash
it.
at the
Maybe
end.
they deserve it.
Yeah.
You know.
At the end, it'd be a wash. So you guys are plotting a
What
location.
in The Sims is he playing? Like, what version of Sims God mode is he? Like,
Tornado.
Jackie,
tornado,
are you
tornado.
Logros?
No, she'd be controlling Logros. He's like, I You're like wiping out this continent for some reason. She's like, yeah, because I took the ladder out of the pool.
Yeah. I flirted with the Grim Reaper so that my mom could come back. The other
Backstory: his parents died in a pool that had no way out.
so good. But
So, it sounds like you guys are gearing up to take the fight to Wogros.
I don't know.
If you want to,
Like-
as you're talking about, lure him to a location, you can. Either that, he can ordinarily be found at the Glass Mountain and occasionally at the Thunderblade sect. So if you wanted to go to him, those are your two best spots, unless you want to wait until he's traveling and try to ambush him on his travels.
I don't think we try to.
It's difficult because he can see things coming.
I don't think we try to take him to Glass Mountain or at the Thunderblade.
we also can't lure him unless,
No,
like
we
said-
absolutely can.
well, if he could see everything, then he knows it's a trap.
Yeah, but what is he
Still
gonna do?
need-
Just let me sit there and block his storm?
Yeah, he would need to react somehow. He will have perfect information on everything except what Sylphie is directly interfering with. The thing that is your best weapon is Barry. So if Sylphie is doing something that makes it so that Barry's choices are up to her, he will not be able to see what Sylphie is deciding for Barry, which is your best bet to stop him from seeing that, oh, if I go there, I lose my sword.
So if we have Sylphie giving Barry instructions on when to sever the sword, he can't see it.
He will not be able to see whatever Sylphie is like directly involved in. So if Sylphie is deciding when Barry shows up, how he acts, and when he attacks, and whether or
I
not
can speak
he
directly to
severs
his
the
head
sword,
too.
then he will not be able to see whether the sword gets severed.
So that's what we're saying is Sylphie is going to give Barry a cue on when to come in and sever the sword.
Yeah.
So he can't see that.
And
So who cares? Who
I
cares
can
if we
speak-
draw him in? He can see everyone else.
I can speak into his head too, so it's not even like you could hear me.
Yeah, you are going to have to be very involved with what Barry is up to. There is a certain level where he will just be able to see that I don't know what happens here, but at the end of it, I'm down a sword. So you will have to be very involved.
How do I do that? What are you putting on me? This feels like a great responsibility that
The
you
main-
decided I need to do.
The main important point is there has to be some chance you tell Barry not to sever the sword, in which case he cannot see whether the sword gets severed or not. So there needs to be some parameters under which you would tell Barry not to sever the sword, so that is uncertain.
You roll a
So
one.
no, this is what basically what I would say is we do the same thing where I put the fire, I leave, I travel over or whatever to where we could do it by the coast too. It wouldn't really matter that much.
I like the away from water idea.
Sure. Okay. So Sylphie, this is what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna set up my fire thing, and then we're gonna teleport away. You're gonna have to come with me to set up the fire thing.
Is there something mechanical that would have to be involved with
What
Sophie
if
not
I-
knowing that?
Bless on it. He casts his fire thing and I cast his spell on it so he can't see the fire thing be cast.
That will fuck with it. Yeah, that will mess with it.
Because I'm casting a spell directly integrating into it how it be.
I think
It
we
gets
also.
weird,
I
but
think
that
we,
will help.
I think we also like
I
this kind
have
of
an idea.
out of character thing. Want to be careful with how much we mess with stuff, so the Wolgros feels like he knows what's happening instead of being weirded out that he doesn't.
So I
Right.
have an idea for that, guys. If you
Yeah.
let me finish, I'm gonna cast the fire thing. Runa's gonna come with me. We're gonna teleport to the area way away where we were, where we've set up. Me, Sylphie is going to go with Barry and is going to hide in the area close to, but where she's not visible, with Barry. All of us are going to be there. I'm going to have my fire spell channeled. His options are leave me be and continue to do his thing, or come get me. Every time I've done the fire thing, he's come to me. The thing that I would tell Sylphie is, if he stays away and sends his sword, we cut it. If he shows up directly with himself and his sword together, we don't.
Yeah.
So
That gives us that
if it's-
gives her the option where she's like, okay, Barry. Barry doesn't know.
Yeah, it's a
So
don't grab
Barry
the
doesn't-
sword unless there's a specific
Barry doesn't know
parameter.
the outcome. Barry doesn't know the like when we're he doesn't know the thing like he doesn't know what am I trying to say? He doesn't know the variables.
So here's the important.
Barry's been told to sit,
But it depends on what Wolgros does, and
No,
therefore he
but-
can see what happens.
but Barry doesn't. He can see Barry's future, but Barry doesn't know what his future is. Barry knows that I am going to sever a sword or I'm not. Barry doesn't know anything about what constitutes him going out to. So therefore, Barry can't know, okay, if this happens, I'm doing this. If this, he just knows if I'm
Don't cut
told,
it.
I go.
Yeah. So here's the
So
important.
it puts Sylphie more in the flux of it.
Here's the mechanical part. You will have to choose some criteria under which you don't choose to cut the sword. You cannot change your mind, or the whole thing breaks, because we'll have to retcon. So if you decide if Wogro shows up in person, we're not cutting the sword. That means no matter what happens, if Wogro shows up in person, you cannot cut the sword.
So what if we do this?
So I have no agency.
No.
You need to decide some criteria
The agency is
which you
here,
will respect.
right? The
This
agency
is
is
the
The
here.
criteria.
agency has to happen before it. I have no agency after it has been sent.
You have to
That's the
follow
only way the
whatever
precognition
criteria.
So
we write.
what if we do it like
Right.
this? We do not. We'll have two categories. Okay. The category where we do not cut, and the category where we do cut. Okay. Now they're not a given 1/done. The problem is if Wolgros shows up with his sword and never leaves his sword or never sends his sword away, we don't cut.
Okay.
But if Wolgros sends his sword or at some point leaves his sword, we take the opportunity and we cut.
I think we literally make it a dice roll.
No, why
So
does
what
it have to be
Dan
a
is trying
dice?
I think it works really well if Sylphie wants to cut the sword, roll a d20. On a 1, you don't.
No, but that
And if it
doesn't.
becomes super likely to work, and technically always possible for it not to, so Wolgros can never see it, and it's the most likely that we get to choose when we do it anyway. Worst case, we wait another round and she rolls again.
That would technically work. Dan's plan would also work, but if Wogros starts killing you all with his sword in his hand, you can't change your mind.
Yeah, you could also make it a d100. On a 1, you don't do it, right? Like, as long as there's any percent chance, he won't be able to see
Okay,
what
so we just have we have it like this. Sylphie rolls a d20. 1 means that they do not go.
Yeah.
Anything other than a 1 means that Sylphie makes the choice whether he goes or not. That way there's a variability of him going or not going.
And there is a non-zero chance that you go the whole fight without ever cutting, so that would technically work.
Okay, but
It's
so what I'm saying
very
is
close to 0.
just-
because
so
it's not 0.
so
But it's not zero.
2 through 19, she makes the decision.
2 through 20.
2 through 20, she makes the decision. 1, he doesn't go.
Does
We
it
do
work?
that every round.
Yeah.
That works. There is a
If she rolls
non-zero
1
chance
every
that it
single
never
round,
happens.
then it might
Yeah.
not happen. Otherwise, it could happen.
You okay with that, Sylvie?
You guys can roll. This is your guys' plan.
So Sylphie
No,
will have
we're
to,
giving
like
you-
the character will have to physically roll the
You're
dice.
telling me what to do and then telling me I have agency. This is
Well,
what I'm getting.
okay,
So it's fine. This can be the plan, but I don't want anything to do with it. You guys can have all of the cards.
Okay.
Do we need to maybe just have a player conversation here? Because I don't want to do this if you're not having fun or involved. Like I'm totally out.
We
Like,
can take a break and chat. So, folks, it's 9:19 anyways, so we're gonna take our 3-minute break. We're gonna run some ads. We're gonna chat about this, and then we'll be
sorry,
See y'all
when we're talking
very
and
soon.
collaborating, we're not making the decisions. We're
Hey guys.
Hello, everybody.
I got you. It's okay.
So we discussed the main issues where it felt like it was taking away the agency and that it put it all on Runa to choose the right moment. The good thing about having people who know a bunch about precognition because their biggest, baddest enemy does it and having someone who can avoid it is there are ways to deal with that. So the current plan we came to is the group is going to decide together when the right moment to send Barry out is, and then Sylphie is going to physically roll a dice, which dropping something is part of your movement action. So she's going to roll, and we settled on D100. And if she gets a 1, she can't send Barry out that round. It has to roll again next round. If she gets anything else, then Barry is free to follow the group's instructions.
The craziest thing.
Yeah, we were just talking like, oh, this feels kind of cheap, but it's like we did have a whole campaign of you guys learning about precognition, almost dying a couple of times because of it, and somebody chose their gift from a god to be not seen by precognition. So,
Well, and she's going to give him the direction telepathically directly into his head from her. So
yeah, no, this is a lot of build up going into this D100 that Sylvie's going to have on the ground.
I feel a little bit like his BBEG.
Yep.
You know? He wanted me dead so bad that he had to tell me he was gonna kill me and then accidentally didn't even kill me. He didn't even get away with it. He's like, I'm gonna kill you, you're my biggest threat. I'm such a threat I didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
I'm such a threat I got, it worked out. And then here I am. He can't see me. I have a lot of greater invisibility now. I can speak directly in the head, so he can't hear me. I'm invisible.
You were built for this moment.
I'm gonna
I'm
commission a beautiful 100-sided stone, all decorated with Philippines colors and snakes.
Probably should get more than one in case she does. God forbid, fail the 1% chance.
Okay, there's one really cool one, and then like 3 backup ones.
Here's what I'm thinking, guys.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that when the storm comes, we have a preset location that we've decided. The location really isn't that important. I'm thinking like an open area that doesn't have a bunch of trees. That's kind of out of the beaten path where we can just have an area. Barry's going to be hidden.
Yeah.
Right? So Barry is going to be like tucked in a little hole somewhere off to the side, out of line of sight.
Right.
Sylphie, all of you guys are going to be in the clearing. I don't need the clearing. All I need is for you guys to have a fire.
Sylphie will need to be with Barry or he's not hidden.
Okay, Sylphie will need to be with Barry, so he's hidden.
I have teleportation and shit. It's not. I have cloak of dimension door.
Yeah.
I have gloves of teleportation.
You have to be the one like with Barry and getting into the fight. So Sylphie will have to be with.
So that's fine. So what I wanted to do, Barry can be with like Sylphie and Barry can be together. That's not a problem. I don't want Sylphie to come with me actually, because if she teleports me, it kind of breaks the chain. I'm going to make a scroll of fire stride.
Okay.
Okay. There, you guys are going to have a fire in the camp.
If Sylvie teleports all of us in, he won't know that other people will be there.
So he can teleport all of you there, is what I'm saying. She can teleport all of you there.
Because it's up to her when we show up. He will have no idea that we can.
So just Sylphie takes you guys there with Barry. You guys set up a fire. I know where the location is beforehand because you'll be like
in precognition, man. Sorry. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in the car being like, wait, but that would work like that, and no, and then because I'm just thinking that you're gonna have to roll the dice about whether it's this storm or the next one too.
So basically, when I cast Fire Stride, I can see, and we've done some tests on other areas, right? We'll just say we have where somebody lights a fire. I'm sitting here with Fire Stride on the coast where I would cast my flames. I can see when the fire appears on my Fire Stride map when I go to cast it. Right? So when I'm with you guys and I'm about to go do the thing and you pop over and light the fire, I can see that there's a one fire off in the middle over there. And I can head to it. Right? So I cast the fire. I cast with the scroll, the Fire Stride. I go into my own fire. I leave it up.
Okay.
Right?
What's the scroll for? Why do you need the scroll?
Because I don't want to burn a fifth spell slot Fire Stride.
I was like, because if this is the same concentration, scrolls don't get around concentration. But that
it doesn't need to. I have primacy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then I go off to the thing. He can see, he can precognition me because I cast my spell and I went to that fire. He knows where I am. My thing is sitting there, right? So then he like if it goes like everything else, he's going to come after me,
Mhm.
right? And then he'll show
Okay.
up. He'll either send his sword, and if it works out, we'll send out Barry. If the sword gets here by itself, or he'll come on his own and we'll fight him, and then we'll make a decision if we think it's worth it.
But every round he has the sword is a high chance of one of you dying.
Does my amulet of switcherooiness work on other people?
I believe it is just you and
Okay. I couldn't give it to Sylphie and Barry and have Sylphie choose when to swap with Barry.
Let me take a quick read of my.
She would still need to be by Barry, or else he's not hidden.
Yes, but it would be. She doesn't have, it's not like an area thing. It's her deciding where he moves.
No, Isaac said he had to hide with him.
Should have to be with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess technically you could do a dice thing about where Barry hides, as long as one of those options is he's not there at all, but it becomes really complicated.
Yeah. I think we limit how much
chance you suddenly that 1% chance is growing when you gotta do it.
not roll one 100 times.
Exactly. Okay.
So then I also give Adalia the information. I tell Adalia that as soon as she,
I believe it's just you two, but I don't have it right now.
It is like a living item. It's a tube.
So when I give Adalia the instructions, she has I believe she has the bonfire spell.
Yeah.
I tell her, as soon as she sees my conflagration go up, to watch it, as soon as she sees Wolgross, what am I going to do here? Yeah, as soon as she sees my conflagration go up to block his storm, she counts to 5, and then she drops the bonfire.
So, you guys might run into a little bit of trouble here, given that if the way you're planning on doing this goes off, she's invisible to Wogros, with how you got her there, that fire is invisible to Wogros, you suddenly go out of his sight when you start going through it, and you have to hope that he doesn't get weirded out and cautious. You know that he is fairly arrogant.
Yeah.
I
think we want to keep him
but it will get
permanent vision on Cyrus.
Yeah, so if she starts the fire well invisible because of how Sylphie set it up, then you go dark once you go through it. So, you might want to have a fire there started by someone who wasn't invisible to him.
Yeah.
Or that's when he gets tipped off that something's weird.
I think
what if we what if we plan it like we know he can see what we're doing, and he can tell that we're planning for him to see what we're doing, so he feels more confident. So we set it up to where Dahlia takes the time to set up a fire, and then Jasmine makes sure she's around with Dane, and then everyone's hiding in the bushes and ready to come get him. And then wait, let me finish. And it's everyone's coming out to get him, and then he shows up and he's like, whoa, what's happening here? And then everyone's like, surprise! And then everyone attacks him how he expects.
Mm-hmm.
And then as that happens, I start jabbing and poking, and he's like, what is this? And then Jasmine hits it up with a hit that he sees coming. So he's like, okay, I can't even focus on that little thing because there's a paladin in my face doing 1 million damage.
That is a viable strategy, is to have him expecting a fight, just not expecting the real fight. I think Daniel has a hand up.
Okay. So building on your thing, I don't think it matters if he knows about everybody. I think the only thing that matters that he doesn't know about is you and Barry. I think literally we send the whole crew.
The more information we give him, the better.
We send the whole crew minus Sylphie and Barry.
Yeah.
Sylphie and Barry know about where they're going to hide already. We send everyone else out to the camp except for me. You guys make the fire before I do my thing. You have it all set. You guys are there. So he knows that you're there precognition. Sylphie teleports with Barry to where they're going to hide right by the thing. He doesn't know about Sylphie and Barry. I do my thing. I fire stride. I pop into camp. He can see me. He can see all of you guys. He knows that I've gone back and I'm trying to draw him into a fight. He's probably going to come take the fight. But he doesn't know that Barry and Sylphie are there to sever the sword.
Yeah, both of you greater invisibility, just randomly in a tree somewhere.
Yeah, so he expects the fight.
You tell Barry to go whatever your dice
expect the whole fight.
Yeah.
My plan.
I think that's the way to go.
You and Barry are able to join when you get the dice, then he will, from Logos's perspective, if there's some chance that you don't join the fight, he will see him killing you all, and then you can join when that.
And he still won't
Almost
see it,
zero.
and he'll still see him killing them all.
So, if, for
Yeah.
instance, you do the dice thing like you're doing with Barry, on whether you join or not, so there's a non-zero chance that you stay out of it, he'll see him killing them all, and then when that very, very low chance doesn't happen and you join, then everything goes dark the moment you start attacking.
So I
You're just moving up the point that things go dark for him.
you're the trump card. So we do everything in knowledge that he's going to see us and knows what's up, and I'm baiting him into
We
a
have to
fight.
act into it too.
I'm baiting him into a fight that he knows is happening.
And there's like,
And he knows that you guys are ready. And
I don't think
that
there's
he's
any
heavy.
reason to tank this sword longer than absolutely minimum.
So I think if we get lucky, like
Your
if
one hits you.
so,
You can't take
Runa,
it.
if the sword shows up and he's not with it, you drop it immediately unless we roll a 1%. If he shows up and by round 2 he hasn't left the sword alone, then you jump in with Barry. I just think we try to take the sword if it's alone. If he doesn't, then by round 2 or 3 you guys jump in.
We can't take the sword.
If one hits you.
No, but what I'm saying is,
No, it means if the sword's alone.
if the sword is with him by round 2 or 3, if
You
he's
do it.
still with his sword, you jump in. We don't wait.
If it's just the sword, we attack immediately.
If it's just the sword, you guys jump. Well, you roll the dice
Why are you waiting if he's there?
just to see if he leaves the sword alone.
If you,
Like if he
If he,
moves
like,
away
what
or
does-
sends
what-
the sword to hit somebody.
I guess
I'm saying if that sword gets more than 40 feet away from him, you hit it.
I don't see the like advantage of waiting for him to leave the sword versus just cutting him off from it right away
If
anyway.
he is holding his sword, he has a lot more ability to fuck Barry up.
yeah.
I also have more of an ability to get to the sword and send it away.
The only, like, just in my mind, the only way the sword goes 40 feet away from him is if it's cutting somebody in half 40 feet away from him. Which sucks for one of us who will be cut in half.
And have our soul taken. Because the sword steals your soul. you
Okay,
can't
so
get
here's the
revived.
alternative.
The only
Turn 1, if he shows up, sword or not,
We
we
leave.
hit him. But it would
I'm
depend
just-
on the
I'm
roll.
making a joke. I'm just,
Okay,
Yeah.
so literally,
I think if you don't want to risk one of you, you're going to have to risk Barry.
but if we just bring a random person.
no.
big sword like side.
But if we
That's
bring
weird.
a big person
So-
and we
so-
like have like a whole talk about how they're gonna cut the sword and how they have this cool key severing art and they're this and they're this and they're this, me Barry would fuck off. And this person's like, what am I being paid for?
Honestly, I think we're better off to just.
It's like
A little bit rude.
it's pretty rude.
I think.
Course them. Serena.
This is what Alex says. Straight down, what are you saying?
I think we're better off if we just jump him. Like if the sword shows up on its own, we 100% take it. If not, then we just jump him, and hopefully Barry can get through in the confusion of 6 people. But I'm saying like we all get on him.
Yeah.
Because Barry doesn't have to be right up against him to sever it, right?
Barry has to be next to the sword.
He was like 15 or 20 feet away from the mannequin.
He does not have the Mantis's arts. He has no way of attacking from range. He is going to have to cut next to the sword.
But if we make Barry look like not a threat, then we'll gross won't attack him.
So your idea right now is that he doesn't know about Barry until Barry starts doing something.
Okay,
So-
so then we prop Barry up with
Bench and Dorum right on top of the sword.
Yeah.
Adalia. Like basically, we need to hold actions. Adalia's gonna have to bless him. This is gonna have to happen after he comes out because if we do anything beforehand, like our support
I
casters are gonna have to pump Barry when it
I could
pops out.
cast guidance and then do dimension door because it's on my cloak, so I don't cast a spell from it.
Yeah. As long as you have the extra economy for that. I
you-
don't
It's a
remember
bonus
it.
action.
There you go.
Yeah, you might be better off hitting him with something that gives him advantage on attacks.
I don't have anything. Like
We have to
that.
get him to the sword.
Clerics don't have
Oh, I
spells
guess
that give you
dimension door.
advantage on attacks.
Okay,
Other than
so
guiding bolt.
If you give me the cloak, you can tell me to get buried in the sword because I have.
But I
at
have to be
least-
with him, or else he's not invisible.
Well, he's not going to be right.
I like the dimension door idea of you popping in with him. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah. I think
I just- if
I
I'm
have
not-
the least amount to do to help him.
You have to be with him the entire
Can you-
time. You
can
can't
you-
leave him.
Oh no, because
And I can't leave you either. We're gonna be 3 people stuck
I can
together
move
the
really
entire time.
fast.
Oh, well.
But you
Right,
have to
you
be
can
with
say-
him. He has to move just as fast as you, and I have to move just as fast as you.
Well,
if
if you
I'm not
two-
with him, then he's not
If
invisible.
you two are hiding and I know where you are, you can roll your thing and tell me get Barry on the sword. I only do it after you do, so precognition works. And then I run 50 feet to Barry, Dimension Door him onto the sword.
Trouble.
Then you
the
guys
only thing
do
that can
your
screw you up is initiative order, right? Like if it's you, Wogros, then you, Wogros gets an attack in there. Right?
However
That's the
we're
only
gonna
thing that
do it.
can mess with that plan.
Turn one, we're gonna dump him on the
We
sword.
got inspiration. You choose who the inspiration goes to, and it should be me.
Okay.
That should be Barry.
I would vote Barry, yeah. Or Runa, yeah.
I think it's within the rules for me to get inspired.
Bro, your inspirations are negatives on the characters. Remember, the inspiration for us is we get an extra d20. The inspiration for you is they get a negative d20.
Are you sure you don't want to inspire Wogros right now?
Got it.
I don't think there's any way
I
we can do
begged.
this that's like
I begged, I
foolproof.
pleaded, got on my knees,
No,
got the
and it would be
inspiration.
boring if it was.
Yeah.
So I think we're fine. I think we literally pile it on him turn one.
Yeah.
Or as soon as you think it works out, we'll pile it on him, we'll hit him hard. We have enough stuff that I think we can avoid one or two attack. Like we have enough things we can do to stop one or two attacks.
He hates you the most.
I
So
can
we
also
can
set
bang
a
on
holy
that.
aura or something. So you guys get max healing the entire time.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I can probably take a hit from the sword.
You cannot.
What does the sword hit with?
Oh, well, as long as it misses you, you're fine.
Well, no. Tell me what the
It's a
sword
one
hits
hit.
with for damage.
It's like power word kill.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but explain to me the damage.
The effect is if the sword hits you, you die. If he can do it once per round, and Logros can make it a blow of slaying, and if the sword hits you, you die.
That's how my mom died. Otherwise, she would
That's
not have
how-
died to that
That's
sword.
how
She's
he
a
took
level.
out a legendary cleric, the hero of Raylan.
Okay, so
Level
there's no
20.
damage to it.
There's no
And
damage.
it's once per round, no reroll.
No, we'll just
Yeah, no,
So
like
it can
he,
miss, but it cannot not
he
kill
killed
you.
someone very impressive with one hit.
yeah. No, your mother was not someone to fuck with.
She's a level 20 cleric with access to every spell ever. And he just one hits her, yeah.
Yeah. Alex is fair enough to Ram. So then I think the last question remaining is to decide whether it's Sylphie who's moving with Barry or you. Sylphie has to be hiding with Barry, but
Yeah.
who is trying to get
So
Barry?
I'm gonna
to
be
speak?
honest. If Sylphie's with Barry pre-hand and she can see, Sylphie can just dimension door them both right onto the thing, and you don't have to run and leave.
The only reason I volunteer myself is because I have no other ability to make Barry more likely to hit, whereas she has every cleric spell.
Yeah.
So her action is way more valuable to get Barry to hit more likely than mine is.
Okay.
Luckily, Dimension Door is a bonus action. And it doesn't cast a spell slot
Yeah.
for me.
You should also. Does anyone have Mirror Image as a spell they can cast? Because they should make scrolls of it for all of us.
What?
Voice crack?
Okay, so hold on.
We know Ty.
What if I give Barry my Cape of the Mountebank?
One thing I will tell you that you would know about precognition
That
is
doesn't matter.
there is like an 80% chance that he can just ignore mirror image given his precognition. So
That's a good point.
yeah, like Sylphie
Maybe-
would definitely
maybe-
work on. It would maybe work on you because magic gets a little fucky. Like it might work on you, but with the
I
way
can
you
get
know how
one.
precognition works, there's also a very non-zero chance that he.
What if we
just-
get Barry one?
We're in the same thing. It's like better to have it than not, but there's a very high likelihood that he can ignore
So,
mirror
but guys, the solution to the problem is we give him my Cape of the Mountebank.
So I think the main question is does Sylphie have a more useful action
Seems
she can
mean.
make? Is there a spell that Sylphie can cast that will make him more likely to hit that
I
she
could
needs an
cast
action to cast?
Yeah,
Guiding
bless.
Bolt. Guiding Bolt would give him
Guiding Bolt,
advantage.
yeah, you could guiding
Bless,
bolt
I
the
thought
thing.
Adalia was
Yeah.
doing. So it wouldn't
Well,
matter if I
Bless-
added Bless.
Adalia could. Adalia really wants to be inspiring. That's a
She can do
D10.
both.
She can do both.
Okay, so she's inspiring and blessing. What we have, holy aura, holy. Like there was, I'm pretty sure
Holy
there
aura
was
I'd have to
something
set
that
up
gave
before.
us.
The other thing to think about is if we're making Barry invisible, things require sight. Like Bless, you can't cast on someone you can't see.
Well, the invisible soul. Well, no, because hold on. We need to know if precognition fucks with invisibility.
So
Well, he
the
won't be
way
able-
precognition interacts with invisibility is he cannot see you. Once you are going to do something that would give away your position, he knows where you're going to be at that moment, right? So if you're planning to be invisible and stab him in the back, he knows you're going to be behind him, turns around and stabs, right? But he physically can't see you, right? Until you do something that he can see coming. If you're walking along and leaving footprints that he's going to see when he's there, he's going to know beforehand where you're going to be when.
Okay, but does he know? Does he have disadvantage if you're invisible?
For the most part, no.
Do we have advantage to hit him?
Yes. But you have disadvantage from
Very
his
good for
precognition.
Barry.
So it makes it a straight roll.
Makes it a straight roll.
So it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
It gets
So we
advantage.
don't care about advantage then. We
Well,
care about inspiration and bless.
If
We care about
she
pluses.
can hit this thing with a
Guiding bolt.
guiding bolt, then it will be a straight roll instead of disadvantage for him.
But Barry's invisible, that would also be us.
Right, but then you can't cast stuff on him.
Okay, so you're guiding bolting and
Depends on the timing of things, because he can use the spell after. So like HP, blessed, and
Yes, time.
inspired, and then turn invisible. But
We have to- that would
if
all
you
have to
just
happen
hold
in the
their
beginning of
people-
the fight because they only last
and
a
it's
minute.
hard because we have to time when Wolverine
if he
gets there.
rolls it lower, well, he's coming out when Wolros is coming. We can hold our stuff and hit him with it.
It sounds to me like your guys' best plan so far is that you're moving Barry so that you can guiding bolt.
I can guide
And-
bolt either way.
Everybody, well, you can't guiding bolt if you use your action to dimension door.
It's not my action. It is a bonus action. I have told you guys this. It doesn't
Dimension door is an action.
because it says bonus action on my thing.
I don't
Oh.
think so.
Yeah, I don't know what if it's a spell or if it's an ability.
I'm pretty sure dimension door is an action.
As an action.
Hmm.
So yeah, so if
Yeah, no, it's not
yeah,
needs
I think it was in fucking less that was a bonus action or something. But yeah, so if you
Sanctuary?
Yeah,
so
I'm not teleporting them.
yeah, so if you're using your action for that,
So yeah, do.
you're doing the teleport, and then we've got the inspire
Yep.
and the bless.
Why don't you just give it to Barry? Why didn't
Okay.
Barry just teleport?
Because he needs his action to attack.
And ideally, someone should even haste him, so he has two.
So it sounds like we
None
have
of
a
us have
plan.
haste.
I do.
Okay, so
There's one flaw in the plan is that bless is an action, so she's going to inspire him.
But she can inspire with a bonus action.
So she can do both.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Bards have always inspired with a bonus action, Isaac.
Yeah. The inspiration and the bless.
You know
Listen,
how unused.
Confused because you were gonna bless the
You know,
dimension.
but you know how unused
It should
it
also
is to
inspire
have.
Sylphie to
y-
hit with her guiding bolt.
You know how
Can she move it?
you know how unuseful
Over
it
2 rounds.
is. Okay, it's gone.
You know how unuseful it is.
The thought's gone.
Oh, damn it.
I repeated it 3 times and
Sorry.
then that's all I had.
Sorry. Right. It sounds like
Okay, no, I got it. You know how unuseful it is for a bard to have an action to inspire? Okay, use your entire action to play a little song. You don't have enough spells to do any bonus actions, and there's no actual useful bonus action spell you can do, so
to give someone
give a little
higher
jig.
chance of hitting.
Give it a little jig. Yeah, it's like little Gideon in Gravity Falls in the cage, just
yeah.
It
this
sounds
is
like
my
first
whole
edition-
action, guys!
Sounds like first edition D&D.
Guys, this is my whole action!
Right. So we have a plan. We're going to choose some clearing with a bonfire being set, and we're going to choose maybe the next storm.
Why don't we go to
We're gonna choose the next one.
why don't we go to Tower Lady?
What for?
That's too far away.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's
I
days
just
of
like her a
travel.
lot.
Yeah,
my
she's great.
favorite lady.
She's very fun.
I'll do anything to be
So
around her.
we have a plan.
Yeah.
The location is not something to sweat. And we're doing this on the next storm.
By the way, Tower Lady is actually a tower with a spirit that is inhabiting. She's not a lady. There's no physical body.
The tower does have boobs.
Okay.
Leaving?
Yeah, he's gonna go. And so are we. That's where we're gonna end.
Yeah.
We will
Alright,
come
guys.
back next session to you guys executing your plan to ambush Logros.
And I'll have that stream inspiration because you gave it at the end of the session.
All right. See you later, guys. This is Adventure Corp. We do D&D every Wednesday or every Monday from 6 to 10 Mountain Standard Time. If you can't watch us on Twitch, it's just a best place while we're streaming. You can also catch our past videos on YouTube. And if you can't watch it all, you can listen to us wherever you find podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Audible. And most importantly, get on our fucking Discord. I've said it 18 times. Okay? I'm gonna write a letter to your mom. But have a good night, guys. We're gonna raid into somebody now.
Or are we? It's Easter. It was Easter. Everyone have a good Easter. Also, he's
We're
a
gonna
little
hop
bunny.
on out of
We're gonna
here.
hop on out of here. We're gonna go to the next Easter basket.
We're gonna-
All right, folks.
We're gonna
we
bounce.
are signing off. We'll see y'all next time. We are gonna raid. Stick around for that. Love y'all. Goodbye.